start streaming. There's always like a 5-second delay. And then it says excellent condition. Oh, there we are. What's going on, everybody? And welcome to another live version of our Wednesday Junkyard Breaks chat. Welcome, Jason. Welcome, Jimmy.
What up, everybody?
How you guys doing?
Good.
So we'll get to the topic for later. Our topic's going to be our buying goals for 2022, the books we want to get next year. This is things we're going to be looking for, or we're saving up for our buying goals. But first, we're going to talk about some stuff that we got. Jason, you want to start?
Yeah. So, as you, well, as the internet might not know, but as these two definitely know, I live in central Pennsylvania, so I don't have a lot of actual comic shops in the area. I think I can get to two within our radius of my house, so not a lot of options. But there are a lot of great flea markets and stuff like that I tend to go to. So every once in a while, there's great books, and most of the time, it's not great books. But
Yeah.
this past week, super lucky. I guess one of the places had gotten a new collection, so was able to pick up some great books. So for those of you who don't know and aren't looking out, there are some of these Marvel Previews books that are worth some serious
Not
coinage.
even on my radar. Never even heard of it.
So, so this Marvel Previews 16. This actually is the first appearance in preview, obviously,
Yeah.
of this cover,
And that
which
predates Young Avengers by how much?
I guess about a month or month and a half. So, so check Key Collector if you guys are Key Collector subscribers to look at the Marvel Previews. I think the first kind of time that it came to really people's attention was that the Miles Morales
Right.
Marvel Previews is now like in high grade can be like $1,000+ book, if not more than that.
Based on one guy, though. That's the thing
Check
about
these out.
that.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah, so-
one guy
so
who
this-
stuck his neck out there and is like, I'm going to pay a lot of money for this book. Everybody come with me.
So this book regularly, if you check eBay completed listings, this book is regularly selling in that like $65 to $75 range, and I was able to pick up two of them.
That's crazy.
It was cool. They only had about 10 different issues of Marvel Previews. They actually had the multiple copies of the preview of X23, but the book, these books were meant to be handled right. They're just previews,
Yeah, I mean,
and
it's an order form. That's all.
and those were seriously handled. So these ones actually were in pretty great shape, and very affordable. So pick these two up. There's actually a little flea market across the street, indoor flea market across the street, and got this one
Cool.
newsstand. Newsstand. Found this for $2. So super great condition. I'm super excited about this book. This is like my second newsstand copy of this book. So
And that's the first time that Rhodey's in the armor, right?
correct. So, and this is, I guess, even though 282 it literally has War Machine as the title.
First, right. It's the first
time he's
armor.
actually called War Machine, right? And
Right, exactly.
and so obviously it's on the cover here too. So Dolph Clean Pressed submitted my other newsstand is at CGC right now. I have really high hopes for it because it was beautiful. And then there's a couple more great books. These actually were nothing until just a couple weeks ago, and found them both for $1. So
Oh, nice.
so this was not nothing a couple weeks ago, but found a great newsstand copy of this classic Silvestri cover. So
Yeah, it's a good
I think
cover.
this one was $4 or $5. So great shape, and it's a beautiful cover too. So
You
wanted to
can't
pick
ever
that
go
up.
wrong with Uncanny X-Men Wolverine stuff. You really
Yeah.
can't.
And then found both this Echo cover for $1,
Yeah, it's nice.
and I think this is actually her origin. I believe is in
Okay.
this issue. So this is 51, so a full 42 issues after her first appearance. But I believe this is the full origin of Echo. So
Yeah, I mean,
spoiler alert! I don't know if any of you watched last week's last week's episode. Did you not watch
Golf
it?
didn't.
So
I did not.
there may be. I need to actually look. I actually need to read this and to see if there's some allegories to what happened on the big or on the small screen last week. And then also same place for $1 had this one, which is another great David Mack cover. Just the artwork was insane
Yeah,
on
it's
the
really
on this
nice.
run. It was insane.
Yeah, they're all that volume of Daredevil's got some really sweet cover art.
Maybe the greatest like cover art as a whole run ever. And then the last huge pickup was the place had all of these Kanan books.
Wow. Are you
They
kidding?
were $1 a piece. So
That's
they didn't have
9
they didn't have
are
the
going
first-
for like $200-$300.
they didn't have the first cameo, but they did have the first full of the team.
Well,
I don't-
that's the book that everybody wants. That's
Yeah.
the first full Ezra, first Sabine Wren.
So I think that this is probably, after Dolph presses and cleans it, wink, wink. I think it's probably like a 9.4. There looks like there's maybe one true color breaking spine tick, possibly two, but I mean, for $1,
Should I break out my magic markers? Make
what?
it go away?
No restoration, no.
No
So
restoration.
and then they just had some of the other like minor key issues from the run. So
I know
it was-
number one is probably. Do you have one?
no, so
No.
they didn't have one. Honest to God, the run that was in there started at 6.
Okay.
So then these other books, are like
Yeah, but still,
I think-
like you're still looking at Ezra's second and third and
right.
fourth
So these
appearance.
are
So
on Key Collector right now. I didn't check completed listings, but these are essentially like $10 to $25 books.
and you got them all
And this
for-
one,
Those are what Those are Mark Brook covers, aren't they?
I think
Aren't
so.
they Mark Brooks covers?
this one is such a great cover, but this one actually does have. I think it was from the comic shop. There is a crease here. It doesn't look like a reader
Oh, I
crease.
got you.
It actually looks like it was in the diamond box or whatever. There's a kind of a crease there. This was the only one that has like some sort of condition issue. So
Color
So those
break
are
or
yeah, I mean, I don't think it's pressable. It looks like it's actually a wrinkle, as opposed like kind of those creases.
certainly
So
give it a
I
try.
don't know. You'd know much better than
I like a challenge, man.
So those are kind of the pickups for this week.
Cool, man. Jimmy, what'd you get? Anything?
I didn't get anything this week.
I thought I put some stuff aside for you.
Yeah, but I wasn't able to pick up anything.
Ah, wait. Did I put something in your box? I don't even remember. I know I gave you that Hellboy. And was it Thor?
You may have gotten me a Thor.
Yeah.
I mean, last, what was it? When Jason and I went, when he came to visit, I got Thor 19. I got the variant, and I got the newsstand, or not the newsstand, but the store copy. So
And you still always have your eyes on a good Red Sonja cover.
yeah,
So
Yeah.
funny enough, Jimmy didn't make any pickups of his own this week, but via Christmas he may have had some pickups.
Yeah, I think I
Yeah.
got some stuff for him.
I'm
Exactly.
just saying.
I may have picked up some stuff in a collection that might be headed his way.
It's
It's so funny that it's not that they're the scraps of the collections, but Jimmy tends to like the stuff that I'm like, yeah, you can have that part of it. Go ahead, it's yours. Yeah.
So
So I know.
all right, so Duff, we're on to you. I know you had some big news.
I did.
Right.
I picked up one collection. Was it yesterday? That's Wednesday.
Birthday
so
books, right?
yesterday. Yesterday I picked up a collection. I grabbed a bunch of Archies. I know I have a bunch of guys at Meadowlands that specifically come to my table for Archies, Sad Sack, Little Lulu, Casper. Like I know a bunch of guys, so I can make the collection disappear. Like I can. I know there's a bunch of guys that want it.
So we're talking vintage Archie, not modern.
No,
Archie,
it's a
right?
mix of both. There's
Okay.
there's 10 and 12 centers. The Little Lulus are 10 centers, but there's $1.50 Archies. But so I took everything at face value. There are some really expensive modern innuendo Archie books that actually
Oh,
go for good amount of money.
Interesting.
So, but I have no idea if they're in there or not. I really have to scour the collection. But there are some things that they were unintentional, but because most people have incredibly dirty minds, they read a book a certain way, and that book is now like $150. It's like
So that's just cover. I mean,
it's
that's
just
language on the
just
cover.
based on the cover, yeah. And
Okay.
I won't get into details. I know of one in particular, but I won't get into details. But that book's
And
like
that's like half the Adam Hughes covers.
yeah, right, exactly. But
I guess
I
that's
actually picked up one in another collection many years ago that had that one in there, and it goes for good money.
that's kind of like the She-Hulk book, right? I mean, that book is
No,
enormous.
so the Archie book is from the '80s, but let's just say the language on the Archie book, um, it didn't know that 20 years later it would
Oh,
be a metaphor for something
oh,
else. Let's just say that.
okay.
Let's just
Okay,
say,
one of those
um,
things.
yeah. I mean, it's not. Yeah, I don't really know how to how to approach. I have a feeling my audience aren't like young children, so it'd be safe to say. But let's just say that a certain pearl necklace is the cover is the cover art. So there's a lot of jokes about that, and that one goes for a lot of money.
That's
And for those of
really
the look it up on your own. I'm not
it's
going to
really
explain.
bizarre.
Yeah. So I did pick up another collection. One of my regulars at Meadowlands reached out to me, and I met him at a storage locker, and I did pick up some stuff from him. So I did get in this collection. There was a couple of pretty good books. I did get a Saga one, which I'm certain they're gonna turn that into a TV show. It's like Aliens and Romeo and Juliet. It's a great book. This one I don't know is probably headed down in, but I did get a number one. Why the Last Man, but the show
That's
did
such
just get canceled. So
a great cover, though.
that's yeah, it is great cover art. But I think the trajectory on that book is downward and not upward.
That's
Um,
interesting. Like those are both. I obviously have not read either of those series, but from
yeah,
people I've talked to, they talk about both those series with the same kind of reverence. The people who really read the series. So
yeah, and
hopefully, if the saga, if they do saga, that it doesn't go the same route that the
yeah, and
you know.
ironically, they're both Brian K. Vaughan, who's an amazing
Okay,
writer. He's really good. And he does write female centric books. He does like to write powerful women, and both those books definitely are women centric. Third book, I did get a Star Wars Jedi Mace Windu. This is the first appearance of Asajj Ventress. There is no mention of her yet, but um, she would most likely be in a Ahsoka Tano series.
sure.
That's where she kind of pairs up nicely. So if they do bring her, she would be in a Thrawn Ahsoka Tano series. Um, or I mean, she could also be in an Obi-Wan series in season 2 or 3 if they would do like Dathomir and the sisters and. But there's a good chance that Asajj Ventress will show up live action at some point.
Cool.
And then the big star of the show, I did get another copy of Star Wars: The Clone Wars.
Ridiculous.
First appearance of Ahsoka Tano. It's my second one.
First,
Uh,
first cover appearance in shadow, in
first
silhouette
Your
too.
first cover appearance, yeah. So I mean, it's a nice upgrade because my first Clone Wars cover has a big old like somebody with very acidic skin fingerprint like right
Uh,
there, and it's pretty bad. So I don't know how CGC will handle fingerprints, but I'm sure it's not going to be a high 9. It'll probably be a low 9, maybe lower. I don't even know. But that also leads me to I did get it finally in the mail. I talked about it
oh,
last time. This is my first appearance of Mandalorians, but this is a Mark Jewelers. This is
that's
super rare.
incredible.
So I think what's the graph? So of these books, newsstands make up 40% of these books.
Well, so it depends on what time period. So that has got to be what,
Yeah,
83?
something
That,
like that. Right.
yeah. So I think newsstands would have outweighed
More
direct.
newsstands than direct.
Yeah. Now, but I mean, if it's a Mark Jewelers, it's a newsstand
Yeah,
because it's
so it's a
direct
Mark
Mark
Jewelers
Jewelers.
newsstand. It takes
Right.
it down to like the 3% of
Yeah.
all of these comics. So there's
Yeah.
only 3% of these books that are a Mark Jewelers. So this is a super rare and super clean. Like I think
That's
minus some like
incredible.
little feathering down here, I could definitely get at least a 9.4 on this. So I'm looking
That's
forward.
incredible.
Yeah, it's nice. It's really nice shape.
Now, that's
And
going
it's
to
a cool
be a
cover.
CGC book, right? I mean,
What's that?
that's going to be a CGC book,
Yeah, I'm
right?
definitely gonna get this sent
Yeah.
out. I'm going over some stuff. I'm definitely gonna start sending books out now that the processing is a lot quicker. I think
Mhm.
at least they just said they just did a post where they're saying they're completely caught up on boxes.
Yeah.
So
If you look at the, I mean, if you just go to the rate chart, which gives you the up to date, so they're within a week of the
yeah.
receipt now opening.
So
The
your books I sent regular ground. I think they're getting them tomorrow or Friday. Your books should be arriving at the post office. So you hopefully you're in the system by Monday. I think.
the timeline is still though great. I mean, the timeline is
Yeah,
blown
they're going to
out.
receive your box, but they're not going to
Right.
put your books in the system for I don't even know how long it's going to take.
Right. Yeah.
So then I did get this. I got Dreamwalker number 0. This is the first appearance of the Goon. It is in the back. I just looked. It's kind of cool. So that actually is a preview and the first appearance of the Goon.
That's cool.
And then it does, on page 3 of that little new thing, it's got an advertisement for the first cover of the Goon
Sweet.
coming in March 1999. So that's really cool.
Kind
Well,
of incredible that the Goon, which is Eric Powell's artwork, is
it's
so
so good.
stylistically, realistically, right? You know, like
Yeah.
kind of stylized realism
Yeah.
versus that cover art or that
Oh yeah,
particular
it's
title, which
really
is-
horrible too. Like this is not a good cover. Like the
Yeah, I
art
mean,
is
it is
absolutely awful.
kind of poor digital painting, right? You
Yeah, I
know,
can't even tell if she's in like a if she's in a monk uniform or she's like a Top Gun pilot. Like I can't tell. And then she's got these floaty dolphins all around her. Like
yeah,
I'm not sure what to make of it, but it's not good. Jenny Gregory. Sorry, Jenny.
floaty dolphins.
Floaty dolphins aren't working. So I did it again. I got 2 more Darth Vader number 3s. I think I have like 6 or 7 of these
I was
now.
gonna say, what's that? What's the total up to at this point in
7, I
time?
think I have.
Oh,
Yeah. I recommend to everybody with $100 they're willing to spend is buy this book.
Contact Dolph and buy that book
Buy this
because
book.
he has 7 of them.
Yes, or I'll do it. If you don't buy it, I will. So Darth Vader number 3. It is the first appearance of Dr. Aphra. She is gonna be live action. She is perfect for Disney too, and she's an archaeologist. She's like freaking. She's like she's LGBTQ. She's Asian. She's an archaeologist. These are like things that Disney just loves to have in their stuff. So this is like she's gonna be in a show. There's no doubt.
listen
And
up,
she's
folks. He's actually warning you right now because if you're eBay buyers, he's going to buy every copy that's on eBay. and
which
those
kind of
are-
leads me to this. So I caught an article that said that there had been a casting for Ahsoka Tano, and then that casting based on her ethnicity could be Arlani, which is like Thrawn's second in command. I think she looks like she's from like Singapore or Thailand or something like that. And honestly, Key Collector has not picked up on this yet. So I went crazy, and I got a 9.8 on the way too. So Thrawn number 6 is the first appearance of Arlani. I think you could still get him for $40 or $50 if nobody else caught that article. But except for 2 that people were asking really sick money. I got all these for on the cheap for sure. Even the 9.8 was pretty cheap.
I got my copy for $3.99.
Yeah, buddy. So anyway, there is a variant of this cover, and if you do find that one, which I hope you do find that one out in the wild for $3, 9.8s are going for $700. It is an orange cover with Thrawn front and center. I don't even know who the artist is, but if you find that out there in the wild, that goes for big, big money. So
maybe I've got another addition to my 2022
yeah, you
book.
might have. Yeah, definitely. That's it for me though. That's what I picked up this week. A lot of stuff. The rest of it's sports cards, but I haven't opened up the boxes. They're all back there. I did get a Larry Fitzgerald rookie though. Yes. $2.
Great.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with Larry Fitzgerald. Although wide receiver cards are not generally as valuable, except for Jerry Rice. Even Randy Moss rookies are so undervalued.
Yeah.
Wide receivers just don't go for a lot.
Lost Jimmy.
I like his background though. We got pink unicorns and
yeah, I mean
it's adorbs.
Yeah, totes.
Totes adorbs.
I like that they got a classic vinyl collection right next to the.
I see that. I gotta get my parents. They don't listen to their records, and they got such good. Like they have. I mean, my mom's a big Beatles fan. My dad's a big Stones and Doors fan. Like, so the collection is just like right up my alley.
Well, you got to make some room in that basement.
There's room.
I mean,
there's little walkways.
I mean, it's getting to the point where I'm gonna have to take off work just so I can drive out there and help you and him clean both your respective basements.
Okay, so here's the thing. It appears dirty only because each one of these things is a video that I have to record still. Right there. That's my NWSL girl cards. And we already talked about Olivia Moultrie, have we not?
Yeah. Well, yeah, because you got to turn that into CGC submissions.
Yeah. So, and then that's a hobby box of Heritage. No, Heritage or Archives. Archives. These are all unopened things. I gotta do this with Kid because that's all Pokemon boxes, and then these are all which way? These are all auction buys that I have to go through. These are all videos.
Where's the Allen and Ginter minis? You bought a case, right?
The Allen and Ginter minis? Yeah, no. I have them all in. Actually, Joe. I don't know if Joe's listening.
If Joe's on here, Joe wants those.
Joe wants the mini, so I talked to him on the phone. I'm gonna put all of them aside for him, and just like it's like a going away present. He can have them. I'll just give them to him.
Sorry guys, I had to leave since Dolph shared his first appearance of the Goon. I had to.
Yeah, what do you got? You got an Eric Powell.
You guys have both seen these things before, but the readers out there, or the watchers out there may not even know they exist. This is a roller derby poster.
Yeah.
That was drawn by Eric Powell. It has the Goon obviously front and center.
Awesome.
And it's signed by Eric Powell right here.
That's awesome.
And then I have.
Is that his wife with the?
No.
No?
Sorry, Eric. If you're watching. No, it was an ex-girlfriend of his.
Ex-girlfriend.
Yes.
Now
Jason and I had the pleasure of meeting the both of them at a national roller derby convention when they were dating.
Did you see that they used the title there, The Goon, the Bad, and the Ugly, too?
Yes, and it was funny because there, Eric Powell was like not even known, and she was like the star because she was a really good roller derby.
I gotta tell you, I don't even know what he looks like.
And he was just like sitting there like holding her stuff, and I was like, holy crap, that's Eric Powell. And then this one is this is my prize piece.
Jimmy's like, I'm your number one fan.
This is awesome. Actually a portrait of her with the Goon.
That's
and this
really
one's
cool.
He actually sketched the Goon down here, signed it, and numbered it 251 of 500. So
that's awesome.
So this one will definitely be a signed piece when my studio is complete.
Frame that bad boy.
But yeah, that was a cool piece.
Cool.
Because they were actually selling it at the Nashville Roller Girls table was stuff, and so like it was just funny because everybody there didn't even know who the Goon was or who Eric Powell was. They just thought it was a funny character that was on some roller derby posters. So, and I was like, yeah, I'll buy every one. So
that's really cool. It's like that first time I ever went to Comic-Con. Chris Claremont's just sitting there and people are walking by him. And I'm like, do people realize who you're walking past? It's like they don't even realize who he is. He's just some old man.
I did that with Phil Noto. He was like, he was just sitting there, and he was like, nobody. There was nobody there.
It's crazy. It's crazy. You used to see that in Neil Adams too. Like Neil Adams is huge. He just sits there. I mean, he sits there surrounded by his prints in this like big giant table. He's not really approachable, but nobody's there. He's just sitting there.
Phil Noto was so bored by nobody signing. I said, "Oh, sir, it's an honor to meet you." And he had all these posters out that he had done, and he did one for the movie Drive, which is one of my favorites. And I was like, "Oh, how much is a poster?" And he goes, $20. I was like, "Okay." I was like, "Can you sign it?" He goes, "Oh yeah, I'll sign it for free."
Nice.
He was like, "I'm so bored, man." He goes, "You bring me anything, I'll sign it." I was like, "Okay."
Sounds good.
So it was
That's
awesome.
how Jimmy's met most of his heroes that way. I mean,
Yeah.
he had what's his face? Oh my God, who's the director? Tim Burton. Tim Burton just walked into the store
right.
he was working at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one
Yeah,
too.
most of my artistic
Jimmy's
heroes.
got the best sketch of Jack Skellington ever on a paper bag.
Oh, it's a paper bag. I thought it was a napkin.
Yeah,
Paper bag.
No, it was it's a pint bag.
Liquor store paper bag, right?
Yeah, liquor store pint bag.
That's awesome. That's really cool. All right.
So now the topic at hand,
Yeah,
right?
the topic at hand is what are our buying goals for 2022? I don't know.
So, Jimbo, you wanna kick it off? You wanna round
I
robin
can kick
this?
it off. I mean, I have a long list, but none of them are like probably close to what you guys have. So mine are basically all Adam Hughes covers.
Okay.
I decided for this homework because you know me, I just go forever and ever and ever.
Adam Hughes covers have really good resale value too, because he doesn't do them a lot. Like he'll pop up in an odd run every now and then, and you see that AH in the corner, and you're like, I need to have that.
Yeah, I want the Black Widow ones he's been doing. I think they're some of them they've been getting better and better.
They are good. I mean, you showed me a few pictures of them. They're really nice covers. Are they 1 in 25 and 1 in 50 variants?
No, those are straight ones. Those are
Because I don't think this is Adam Hughes. No, it's definitely not Adam Hughes.
Good night.
Good night.
Sorry, my Christmas tree talks to me.
I'm wrong. It is an Adam Hughes. Yeah, this is an Adam Hughes cover.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I guess the Black Widow run is Adam Hughes. Yeah, his AH is right there.
Yep.
And that's a cover A, right?
This is a 1-2-1-1 cover A.
Yep.
Yeah.
So my first Adam Hughes cover that I want there's a it's not a super long list, but Liberty Meadows number 20. It's actually a combo of two of my favorite pinup artists. Obviously it's a Frank Cho book, but the cover was done by Adam Hughes. It was an early Adam Hughes cover. The prices I have here are all like what the high grade prices on Key Collector, which means basically just double it, and that's what you'll find it for on eBay.
Yeah, it's true.
So the Liberty Meadows is going for $20 on Key Collector, so you're probably looking at $45. I have my eye on one. I've had my eye on one for a while. They keep on offering me a little bit lower every time they don't sell it, so it's down to like $35, I think.
Do they? If you turn down the offer, can you counter? Sometimes you get that button, and sometimes you don't. You can also, if you say contact seller, there is a button where you can make an offer, and they will offer you something. So send them a fairish low offer and just see if he takes the negotiation. I'm just saying,
in general.
If he keeps lowering his price, means he's not selling it, which means that you could probably come in and grab it.
Yeah, for some reason, Frank Cho, I don't know, his stuff isn't just like a lot of people don't go after it, and
I mean,
I guess that's just the big deal. Was the Liberty Meadows was if you didn't love Frank Cho, you probably didn't even know the book existed. So the fact that Adam Hughes did a cover is a little bit off, but yeah, it's a cool book. Definitely want it. I'd love to get them both to sign it someday. Even though I was disappointed with meeting both of them. But yes, really I'd like to get them both to sign it. Wonder Woman 184, which is
that's that homage cover, right, Jeff?
Yeah, it's the homage cover where Adam Hughes' version of Wonder Woman is meeting the vintage version.
It's a good one.
It's a cool cover. It says 75 on Key Collector. I've seen it for like 130, 150.
Is it really? I got that
yeah.
when it came out for cover. That was a great
Yeah.
cover.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
guess it's not really homage. It's more just like a kind of, well, kind of an homage to the old.
the funny
old-
thing is that
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen I don't think I've seen it for anything that's not graded though either. So everyone I've seen on eBay has been graded.
Okay.
I don't know if that's because people automatically assume that it's an old comic or I don't know, but anyway, I haven't found them very much ungraded. Red Sonja #2, which is a really cool cover by Adam Hughes. It says 250 at a high price on Key Collector.
250?
250.
What is it? A 1 in 25 or a 1 in 50?
No, it's just
just because it's Adam Hughes, just like
it's just
Catwoman?
Adam Hughes, and probably it wasn't a huge run, I guess.
Wow. Yeah, maybe it was a low print run. Wow.
Yeah. And it's a real simple cover too. It's just her. Basically, it's just her like down, like sort of sliding.
Does he do the outline on it? Like, is it just like a blank background with the hard outline?
I think I still have it loaded.
I'm not familiar with that cover.
Yeah, I think I still have it.
That Wonder Woman 184 is bananas. What people are asking for.
Really?
Oh yeah.
So the cheapest recently that one sold raw for, which was only a VF Plus, was $59.99. It is regularly selling for north of $75 raw.
Really? What? I mean, Adam Hughes covers have always done well, I guess.
Yeah.
Now somebody recently sold a 9.8 for $185, which is hilarious because other people are asking like $600 for it in a 9.8.
Does it say HTF? Like, is it a low print run?
It doesn't say anything. I mean, some of the people are writing, vintage cover because it's like, again, because it's got that.
But nobody's saying rare or anything, right?
Somebody is putting. There are people who are putting rare in the
I mean,
title.
Rare for the last few years is what, 20K instead of 40K?
Yeah, you mean in terms of print run?
In terms of print run, yeah. I mean,
yeah. On Key Collector, all it says is cover art by Adam Hughes. That's all it says. I hate that you can't see it on here, but
yeah, I think. Yeah. I mean, if you want to talk rare, like almost any of those '90s books after the freaking bubble burst, they're way more rare in the later.
Yeah, but
later
even
print run.
it's funny too when you look them up. Like those Spawns, the rare Spawn covers, they still have. They're like 15,000 of them.
Yeah,
and then I have a couple of books that are like 1 in 2,000, and they're not nearly as valuable as the Spawns that ran in the 15,000s.
Right.
My Adam Hughes, I have Adam Hughes sketchbooks. I have like 4 of his sketchbooks, I guess, convention sketchbooks. They're each going each of the ones that I have are going for upwards of 175 to 250.
And what are those, like $25-$30 when you buy them?
Yeah.
At his table?
Yep. Signed.
Very nice.
He does a lot of stuff though. He does a lot of stuff for San Diego Comic-Con exclusives.
But he doesn't have a lot. He doesn't. I mean, Black Widow's probably his most work in a long time. Like I know he's on, what is that, Honey Gun, which I got a couple of, which I love those covers. They're really cool. But I mean, other than that and Black Widow, I don't really know him doing anything else.
He did a Dallas Comic-Con program cover that had a sexy Ahsoka Tano and 2 other Jedi on it, and low end, it's $550 if you find that.
Oh my god! Wow,
he does so much stuff.
I can't get into those. Like, that's an expensive game.
Like I said,
yeah, I feel the same.
I don't know if it'll.
I'd rather get a nice. I can kind of see it.
There you go.
Oh, that's a nice cover.
That's it. That's the 250.
I could not pay $500 for that. I couldn't pay $100 for that.
Yeah.
Just because it's an Adam Hughes cover. Like, I'd much.
No,
rather...
it's a one of 300.
Okay, so they printed 300 of those.
It's one of 300. So
yeah, there's a guy that comes into the store and all he wants is those low print run variants, and I talked to him. I'm like, there's no huge upward trajectory for those. They're just gonna stall out. They're not gonna fall to earth because they're still low printed and there's an audience for them, obviously. But You're
Yeah,
much
I mean, it would have to be the exception where it's like a huge first appearance, like the Djurjevic,
yeah,
Fall,
exactly.
Fallout 4, something
Yeah,
like that, which
right.
almost those tend to be as valuable as they are because there weren't huge orders for
Yeah.
the cover Ray, right?
But having
And so
said that, we all know that Adam Hughes covers is a great
yeah,
investment. They always
yeah,
do well. They always do well.
yeah.
What
His
else you
Catwoman.
got, Jimmy?
So then the next up was Mighty Thor #4, a one out of 50. That one's again for key collector says about 100. Um,
Is
that's
that
Jane Foster on the front with the hammer up close.
is that a Ribbit
Um,
cover?
no, it's a Hughes cover, but yeah, no, it's not
Oh,
actually. It's a Mighty Thor #4, so it's who would the artist be? I can't remember.
that's fine.
I can't come up with one, but yeah, it's I haven't found that again. For one ungraded and less than 150 to 200 bucks. And then this is my holy grail, and I do need to show the picture. Is a Mighty Thor #700, which is a one out of 100. And that one, let me show you.
Also
Oh,
Adam Hughes.
it's an Adam Hughes. Oh, it's so gorgeous.
Yeah, he is good. No, I don't think there's not many people that draw women like him.
No.
He's really good at it.
But I just wish I would have caught him on a better day when I met him.
Yeah, you know what? It's just we've talked about it. It's one of those things that you never know what happened to him 10 minutes before you got there. So hopefully on visit #2 you get a different experience.
Yeah, I'm probably going to go through and find my best Adam Hughes stuff, and then that might be things that I get graded
Yeah,
in
sure.
the next future, because I do have some of his like really good ones.
Keep
Wait,
your eye
Catwoman.
out too on CGC because they're doing a lot of signings. I can't imagine them not doing an Adam Hughes signing.
Your
Yeah,
Catwoman's already at CGC.
yeah, I'm excited for that
Catwoman's
Catwoman
are
to come back.
Yeah, your
I really want.
Catwoman's are.
I'm
How
really
was that?
excited
I
for.
don't even remember. Did I press that?
Yes,
I think you did, but you said that it's almost an all red cover, and there was literally no color break anywhere.
yeah, you said
Like
it was
it's right.
really high when you after you pressed it. So
And that
'cause
that was a
remember
paper
Jimmy
stock
had
cover too.
Jimmy had two copies of that one. So
Yeah,
I remember
one of them
that's probably what I remember. One was not so nice, right?
one had a very slight, it had a smudge,
Yeah.
had a smudge underneath the actual title.
and I think it had
And
like a
there it
minor
is.
like blunted corner too.
Yeah, that's what
Uh,
I remember. The corner.
there we go. This one. This is like
This
my
bad boy.
holy
Oh
grail.
wow.
Oh, that's right. That's the freaking Hella cover.
Yeah, it's the Hella cover.
That's really
Oh, I
nice.
just love this cover. It's like my favorite Hella of all time, and yeah, that thing is going for.
I wonder if he ever did a print of it. You could
I
probably
can't
just
even
sell
find
for
it
a
on
print for
eBay.
now. No,
Like I can't even find it on eBay. Like nobody's selling this one. I mean, it says on Key Collector that a high would be like 120 bucks.
maybe it doesn't exist. Maybe it's
Dun
just.
dun dun.
Well, it's so beautiful, nobody wants to sell it.
Yeah, it's a nice cover.
It's cool because the details that he put on this one, like all these are hands at the bottom that are
Right.
all like just gripping for her ankles.
What's behind her? Is it just like a cloud or?
It's just some of that, like a little bit of that Kirby,
Oh
that
yeah,
spot,
it's
like
Asgardian
materialization
yeah.
kind of stuff. And then I guess I have one last one, and that's the Hellboy Krampusnacht, but which I have his regular one, but they did a #1. It was an all black and white variant,
Cool.
and it was also it's hard to find, but one it's Hellboy, so it's going to be a niche look for a lot of people anyway, and then it's an Adam Hughes. It's a one-off too. Krampusnacht.
Oh, it's Adam
was
Hughes.
still-
It's not a Mignola cover.
No, it's an Adam Hughes cover.
Oh, cool. Adam Hughes. doing
Adam Hughes
Hellboy.
actually did the inside and outside. He did the
Oh,
whole
I
issue.
didn't know he did a run on Hellboy.
It's just one issue,
It's a,
Oh,
it's
okay. He did a
shot.
one shot.
one
Cool.
shot.
Very cool.
Jim, you
So
have
I
to
have
send-
I have the
you
A
have to
cover.
send me
That's the
that.
B cover.
You'll have
Yeah,
to
it's a
send
really
me
cool
that.
book too.
Because that seems like a book I might end up I might end up tracking down.
I would get that book. I would get that book over and over again. It's just a beautiful book in general. But yeah, if I could get the variant, that's one of mine. So that's a small bit of the universe of the ones that I'm looking for this year. My other big purchase is already going to be paid off in January 9th, and
Yeah,
that's my
when's that
first.
coming?
That's I mean that's it. January 9th is my last payment, so it says it'll ship after payment.
Nice. If it's not
That's
in
my
the middle
that's
of the
my
Pacific
dragon that's my
Ocean.
dragon princess from Sideshow.
Yeah, it's cool. And did Daniel Bell do that, or did what's his name? Oh my God, what's his name? Newman. Did Newman sculpt that?
I don't know.
It's a Mark
There's this
Newman.
artist team something T Miller who does a lot of stuff for them
Oh, I don't know
too.
that one. I mean, I'm sure it's
But I
ni-
mean
it's
it's a
nice. I've seen it. It's beautiful.
yeah, and whoever the artist is did I think he did all three of those. There was like there's the Dragon Princess, there's a Space Girl, and then there's like this dark sorceress,
Hmm.
and I guess there's sort of a set, but they were Sideshow exclusives that they were gonna do.
Cool.
But yeah, yeah, I'm really excited for that.
Can place her on.
Especially since my brother and we have a convention knife. It's a Dragon Warrior knife that looks like something that Klingon would have fought with. And it's almost like an exact model of this Dragon Princess's weapon. So I'm like,
Cool.
I'm gonna
That is
show
cool.
them together. Very excited.
Cool.
So yeah, that's my Adam Hughes list.
It's a good
That's
list,
one of
man.
my 20 artists that I'm
Good-
looking out.
Good
for
luck
right
with your 2022 goals.
now. Yeah, thanks.
Jason, what do you got, man?
So I kind of have like a top five. So you know the caveat the caveat for me is I want to find these books as
I know you want to find them in the wild. You don't
I
want
want
you
I
don't
want-
want them easy. You want them, but you
Well,
don't want them
we
easy.
all know what one of them is. That's
Yeah,
for
I
sure.
want to I want to find them difficult. That's right.
Yeah.
If I could buy them, you know, in a poultry barn or next to a poultry barn, that would be the best case scenario.
I mean,
So I'll be-
that's we're treasure hunters. We want to find them like that, because then we're
So-
getting them cheap too. It's not only
Yeah.
are we getting our gold books, but we're getting them cheap.
It's the adrenaline rush.
It is a rush, man. When you start
Getting
flipping through a
that-
long box
that
that has
treasure hunter.
like chicken turds all over it, you're like, oh.
Yeah, so I mean, so obviously number one, the only book that's not kind of a modern book, if you will, although it's it's not that old either, is obviously you guys know I want a Secret Wars 8, and I funny enough I did see a Secret Wars 8, at a Grange fair next to a poultry barn, but it was clean, but it was not nearly. I ended up picking up Secret Wars 3 and 1 in that poultry barn because they, as far as the grade was concerned, were much cleaner.
Yeah. I pressed them
really-
too. They were really nice.
Yeah, and
Right? Are those the ones, or did you?
yes,
Yeah,
yep, yeah,
they were
those
really
the,
clean.
And then so I'd love. I mean, I'm gonna take that book in whatever grade I can find it. But I did get the homage Miles cover, the convention cover, and that's the book that I got back at a 9.8. So I would love to have those side by side. The red on the Miles book is darker, so you're never going to actually match them completely. But I just would love to actually have them in a display case side by side. So that's number one. And then my other books, which I've probably said on here, I'm focusing on trying to collect next gen superheroes, or certainly the next generation for the MCU. So I couldn't have made this list in 2021 because I only owned like
Yeah.
30
I
comic
know.
books at the beginning of this year. So
Crazy, right? So when did this start for you? Like, when did we start going down this path? Was it like March?
So November of
It was
last
November?
year, I think I got my first couple of books, and then really just started watching a lot of content. Was looking for a side hustle, and then started watching a lot of content, and really found a liking for the hobby that I kind of
Sure.
had given up a little bit since what, 15 or 16, Jim? It would have
Yeah,
been
1996 or
90, yeah,
1995.
95 or so. So and then kind of um, a good friend of mine and I always go thrifting, and most of the time looking for vintage, you know, apparel like
Yeah,
cool
sure.
old graphic tees and stuff like that. And we usually find ourselves at thrift shops and stuff like that. And so you know, I started just looking at the comics when I got there and realized there was a lot of resources. I was learning a lot from watching the online content. So and then really have kind of fallen in love with this hobby. So been really successful thus far in making it a side hustle and then hopefully turning it into a legitimate business, possibly in 2022. So
Yep.
anyways, so lucky enough to pick up some of those books already in the collection. I got first Riri and first cameo Riri in really high grade. So I was really happy with that. Um, I was able to find first Echo, and I know Echo's a bit of an anti-hero, but somebody that's got certainly got legs in the MCU. So and kind of transitions away from her anti-hero, and so was able to find her first appearance at a yard sale. That's actually at CGC now. So
Yeah,
fingers
it's
crossed.
that's gonna be a big book, especially if
Fingers
she gets
crossed.
her own series too. So I mean, that's gonna be a monster.
So so really excited to have that book. Um, Obviously picked up some of the Thrawn books, which I know they're not next gen superheroes, but in terms of the direction that
I mean, yeah, I
the
mean,
the
we could,
direction that the Star Wars series are going,
yeah. If we're
certainly
saying
excited
Marvel and
to.
DC, you got to put Star Wars right next to it. So I
Right.
mean, Marvel,
So
still Star Wars books are just as big as Marvel and DC books.
so all that very long-winded preface to say, I'm looking for Marvel Point One, Kamala.
Kamala.
So that I want to find. I actually, even though the book is humongous already, I have really high hopes that I might track that down in the wild because I've already found books very similar to that in the most random of places. Um, so uh,
You know
so
what you find with those like those modernish books is you always find them in context. You always find like it's a moment in time, and none of them are bagged and boarded.
yeah,
It's just a stack of them, and they're
yeah,
all in a short box. And like somebody who's like, my kid went to college, and this is the stuff that he was like subscribed to, or he just went put him
sure.
in a box, and he doesn't want them anymore.
Yeah, I mean that collection I bought that had the Riri books in it, um, that collection was 1,600 books, and I would say 1,400 of them were from just New 52 runs. So that individual was purchasing ravenous amounts of books
Yeah,
in like a to your
yeah.
point, Dolph, like a 2 year run. And thankfully for me, he did bag and board those, although both Riri books were unbagged and boarded,
Right.
and thankfully we're still really clean.
Hey,
But
what's up, Joe? Joe just popped on. He said, "What's up?"
they were in a tote where he still had all of the bags from the comic book store, and his pull list was just in those bags, and then they were just laid in a tote. So it doesn't get any more. To your point, like
Yeah,
the weekly pull list, so they were from
sure.
this very defined moment in time. So I just wish he had purchased more Marvel series because I might have gotten some of those other books given that time frame.
I mean, yeah,
So
that was like the Star Wars collection I just bought. It was like Knights of the Old Republic. It's like it's like these couple of them where there were like monster books in there. First Darth Revan, first Darth Malik. They were like, no, not in there. I want to find one of those in the wild, a Darth
yeah,
Revan. But yeah,
so it's Kamala, and then you know this one I have no illusions of finding in the wild, but I might actually might actually buy. I don't have any visions of grandeur thinking I'm going to find a Fallout 4, but I might actually at a convention or online pick up the Pacelli second second print variant cover. I really like that cover,
Is that the white
and
cover where he's taking the mask off?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and I think it's a cool entry point to maybe get myself one of those early Miles
Go to
books. So
Meadowlands. Will has one. It's got a tear on it though. It's the only thing that's the only reason why I haven't bought it yet. It's got a little.
so
It's got a little tear on the back.
so that's there's that book, and then probably I think maybe the one that's going to be the hardest is I'd like to get America Chavez's first appearance in that Vengeance book, and that series is just ghostly. I mean, you just don't you don't see them. You don't see
No.
it's almost like the NYX books. Like if you you have to be at a convention or something to really even see them. I don't know if that's just because they're people have them in their collections and they're not getting rid of them. But from all of the hunting I've done over the last year, now that being said, I have not had the opportunity to go to a single convention yet, and as I said at the top, I don't have the opportunity to go to a lot of shops. So you just don't see some of those. Maybe I haven't seen them because there's not enough of those age books
Hmm.
in the yard sales and flea markets and stuff
Yeah.
as of yet. That's a vengeance book I'm looking for. And then the last one, if these, I know these are all huge books. Actually, these are all huge books except for the Secret Wars 8, which is the one I want the most. But
Hmm.
is the first Spider Gwen, so Into the Spider Verse, the book. So and I think I would be pretty happy if I find any printing of that book. I just think it's a great cover.
Jimmy took me to what was that comic book store you took? Paradox.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought a third print there for $60.
Okay, yeah.
It's gorgeous.
So
It's just an orange cover. It's same cover, orange. It's
yeah, I think it's a great cover.
I
I
think
actually saw when they essentially reprinted the series Spider Gwen Zero,
Mhm.
there's a valuable second print of that cover where they take away the background portion and it's just blue with the foreground image, and
Okay.
I think that's a pretty rad cover too. So
Yeah,
so those are my
the only
those are
Spider
my top
Gwen
five.
variant or the Spider Gwen multiple printings, the one that's just not the cover is the third printing, which is the white grid, and it's just like the character.
Right,
She's just
character
standing,
design.
and then the profile, and that's
Yep.
it. That's
Yeah.
the rest of them are just the main cover in different colors.
Yeah, there's a Hawkeye, the Kate Bishop Hawkeye series, a variant cover, which is essentially very similar to that Spider Gwen.
Yeah.
So those are kind of my top five. Like I said, I'm hoping next year that I have at least a couple of them and that I found them for $1.
Yeah,
Uh,
definitely.
but maybe that's getting a little too greedy for 2022. So
You never
we'll
know,
see.
man. They're out there. We all know they're out there. We found
I
them.
mean, I did find a Thrawn for $4, right? And
Yep. Yeah, but
I found
even that
this
yeah,
Kanan book for
that
$1.
Kanan book's $1. That's at least $100.
Yeah, so they're certainly out there.
Good ones. Good picks. I mean, going to my list, you know my goal. My goal is
Yeah,
I'm gonna sell at the flea market, and at Comic Con, I want an Incredible Hulk one.
well, yeah.
That's my main goal. I think any side goals would just I think I would just lose focus and not get the Hulk one. So I think I'm just gonna keep putting cash aside and get a Hulk one and turn all these like little books, little $1 and $2 books into one big one again. I mean, by the time I'm done with it, I would love to own just 3 books. That'd be great. Get like a Hulk one, a Journey into Mystery 83 because they're not too expensive, and my Amazing Fantasy, maybe an Amazing Spider-Man one. I don't know, but I would be totally happy with four comics like that.
What's your Thrawn issue 6 goal for 2022? The 60
I think
copies?
well, I have a 9/8 coming, so I think I'm good now. I'm
All right.
definitely cornered the market as of that day. Hey,
You're
for all I
catching up.
know, she's not in the show at all, and there's a total like a bad rumor. I mean, it could I took a chance. I definitely took a chance. I bought 6 books.
I don't think there's any. There's something about that issue where it's like essentially Thrawn in Dream is like that's he Invader's uh, first encounter. So
maybe that would be
so
cool if it was.
there's a cool illusion there. So I actually don't think you can go wrong with any of the Thrawn books. There's so few of them
Yeah,
that there's so few actual Thrawn comic books still, even though
yeah,
Heir to the Empire is from 95. There's still so few of them. It's not
Once
and
he's introduced, and
yeah,
oh,
as long as he's
forget it,
represented,
forget it.
as long as he's
Yeah,
represented well on the show, I mean, you could see a Thrawn series coming out of that, because even if they just did the book, the series, um,
yeah.
which I listened to by Timothy Zahn,
I
he's
gotta
just
read
I
that.
mean, there's a huge you have a huge series right there. If you just did that, that was just his rise from being an everyday version of himself all the way up through the ranks of the Empire, which is a fascinating story just to listen to. Um,
I mean, just by
I've-
saying his name, they pivoted, and what wasn't canon is now canon. So
yeah,
I think Thrawn unlocked everything. Yeah, I'm excited about it. Listen, so other goals, I want the fourth printing of Darth Vader 3. It's very expensive. I like you, Jason. I want to find that out in the wild. Hopefully, I do.
is that the purple
That's
cover?
the purple cover.
Okay.
Same with Clone Wars 1. I want to find that the variant. They're out there. They got to be
Yeah.
out there. They didn't print a lot of them.
You guys know that variant cover is drawn by Dave Filoni,
It's
right?
Filoni cover. Yep.
Yeah.
really.
Yep.
Yeah. Just super cool.
Yep. So yeah, that one, and then of course, if I can find them out in the wild, I definitely want to. I want to continue my Amazing Spider-Man run. So these are things that I have some regrets. Like I never bought the Green Goblin book. I never bought Doc Ock. I only have the second appearance of Vulture. I don't have 1, 2, and 3. I start at 4 with Sandman.
Now, what is the goal? Is it 1 through 50? Is it 1 through
I
100?
think I'm gonna
Like,
stop at 50. So I'm
okay.
happy with that, and then fill in the blanks with the key issues beyond that. But I'll stop at Kingpin. I feel like 50 is a good number to stop on.
Well, you have Kingpin, right? You have that
I
book.
have Kingpin, I have Shocker, I have Scorpion, I have Rhino, I have Mysterio, Sandman.
Do you have the rose?
I do have the Rose. I have Puma. I have Carnage. I have all those. Yeah, I do have the Rose.
It's funny because I got so many of those books in the larger collection that I bought.
Yeah.
I think to myself maybe I'd do like try and do 200 to 400 or something along those lines,
Sure.
as I think I now the unfortunate part is I sold a ton of them at the flea market before I really thought about this, but I didn't really sell
Yeah, but you know
any
what? You
keys.
sell
So
newsstands off to get cheaper direct versions.
yeah,
That's
true.
fine. I mean,
That's true.
there's a lot of dollar books in there, so it's very doable.
Yeah, I mean, outside of First Hobgoblin, 298, 299, and 300 are the most expensive, and I already have those. And
Yeah.
316 would be after that. And even though mine will come back kind of probably like a 7, maybe I think with the staining, um,
Yeah, and
that's
then after
okay. I've
that,
got
it's
that.
the Carnage book, and that's it.
Yeah, and 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 I have Carnage second print, which is
Yeah,
heating
you
up
said that.
hotter than the first print.
I
So
wonder why that is, whether it's low print or not. Because I actually my first visit to the Secret Stash, Kevin Smith's place in Red Bank, I got that book. I have the sticker on it too. I got that book for $1
for second print.
for a second print.
Yeah, I don't know whether it seems to have, kind of. I don't know if it's kind of this
I like the
shift.
metal too, or the gray. It
Yeah,
looks
the gray is
cool.
cool. Yeah, I don't know if it's just this shift in thinking, like you know that. I was watching Bronze and Modern Gods, and they were talking about the Star Wars Whitman book
Hmm.
and how for basically. the 80s and the 90s, anything aside from the first print was always considered kind of,
It's
you
garbage.
know, trash
It's
or
trash.
much of a lesser
Yeah, they were
book.
they were giving away Star Wars ones reprints. They're, like you can't even sell them for $15. They're
Yeah,
not worth anything.
and now there's just been a change in focus, and so they were showing how that Whitman book in graded high grade is now like the 9.8 they were saying was around like $1,000 book now from that for the Whitman reprint.
Somebody just
Um,
put out a video where he was like 5 books I can't believe are worth $1,000. I don't know if it was
yeah,
Bryce Comics or one of those or Swaggle.
yeah,
But yeah, there's a lot of those where I cannot believe those books are $1,000. But
yeah.
listen, the paper quality, anything high grade with that horrible paper quality is rare. And you look at just pop reports, and there's maybe only 10 of them.
Yeah, so that's something. I mean, that's not certainly not a goal for 2022, but I'm certainly going to be on the lookout because I know I've seen books similar to that in the 3 packs still when I've been out hunting books.
I bought it in an auction for $30. I have a sealed 3 pack from Woolworths.
Okay,
I
yeah,
love it.
there
It's
you go.
cool. I was like, I've never seen that before. Not sealed. I was like, I gotta have that
I mean, I showed it the other week. For Jimbo and I's nostalgia there, that I got the Gambit 1 through 4 still in the
in
sealed
that
pack
box.
with,
Yeah,
with the Boscov's $1.69 sticker on it still,
so
which is
cool.
great. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's cool to find those types of books. And so you guys got
certainly.
to send me anything you're looking for. I mean, I don't think I'm going to find ASM 3 or 4 in the wild.
Well, I would expect that if
But
you found it, you would keep it and not just give it to me. That's for sure. That's all you, man.
so
Yeah, no, I mean, but you will
yeah,
find it. You
I
just
mean,
gotta like, I can't tell you enough that my uncharted territory is still garage sales.
yeah,
You go to a garage sale, any garage sale, and all you have to do is just ask them, do you guys have toys, comics, sports cards, or video games? And you might get, hey, I got something in the back. You want me to
yeah,
fish it out? I made my best Spider-Man buy. I went to a garage sale. The guy was just basically selling clothes and a drum set. I said, you have any comics? And he's like, yeah, I do. My grandkids don't want them. You want to look at them? Like, it was all under 50 Spider-Man, under 50 Fantastic Four and X-Men. Like, it was the greatest thing that ever fell in my lap. I bought the whole thing for $400. It was amazing. But
that's a new tactic.
you just got
That's
to you
that's
just
my
got to ask.
2021 2022 tactic, I think.
And he gave me the drum set for free. It was a snare drum, not a set. He's like, "You want that snare drum?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." He threw in the snare drum. They were good. It was great books. Great books.
That's awesome.
But yeah, you just got to ask. Because flea markets, you still have people like me that are gonna, I've looked them up. I've done my research. I know
Yeah,
what they're worth. I still have them priced to sell, but it's not like, yeah, I have all these. I don't want them anymore. You want them? Yeah, absolutely. I do
yeah.
want them. So you
No,
got to
that's
go to
like
I
the
garage
had
guy that
sales.
had the God of Thunder #1, Jace.
What's that, Jim?
That's like when we went to
Yeah, that's true.
Golden Nugget.
Yeah.
They had the God of Thunder #1. It was just sitting out there on a table. It was
Which
It was a
which
beautiful,
What,
beautiful copy. It's
what did
just
he
sitting
want
there on
for
the
it?
table.
What did you
Well,
pay
Jimmy
for
bought
it?
them. Jimmy bought them
Yeah,
all, right? Was there
I
three of
bought.
them?
Yeah, I bought every one that was in
Like
decent
you had,
condition.
that's right. You had all of them, but the Gore book.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was like, I know these are hot books. I know these are hot
Now
books.
this guy had like 7 total comic books. No, I guess he had like a short box, right, Jim? They were kind of
Yeah,
thrashed, but those two books
trash.
were good. But I think you got them for $4 a piece or $5 a piece, something like that.
Yeah.
$8. They were eight
Eight
dollars a piece.
$8. Okay,
Eight
so
dollars.
still, I mean, not a huge book yet, but it's that series is so popular they just keep kind of creeping up. $15. I think now on Key Collector they're $18 for #1,
Yeah.
kind of thing, and they just keep slowly inching up. I think it's hard to say what my best buy of the year was. Um, and I try to say that humbly because there were so many ridiculous buys this year thus far. But I think my favorite buy was I got the Marvel Superheroes 20, the Doom cover, for $22. And it's not great. I think I thought it was probably like a 3, and then I think you told me it was more like a 5. But
Yeah, I pressed
after,
that, right?
yeah,
That
yes,
came out. That came out good.
you took 2 pounds of dirt off the cover of that book,
I
and
did.
so I'm really excited just because it's such an amazing Doom cover. I'm excited to get that book back from CGC.
Yeah.
And I really liked. I found one of those '70s Hulk magazine books too, in a really
That
nice
was
grade.
really nice. That's the one we have out there, right? Grading.
Yeah, and
That
so
was a
I'm
nice,
excited
nice copy.
just,
What's up,
just for
Iceland farts?
just from the actual aesthetic. I think those are great looking books. So, you know,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, I mean, I think more people are aware that they have Silver Age gold now. I think
yeah,
you're really gonna find the treasure in some guys trying to get rid of '90s books,
yeah,
because there is treasure in '90s books now. It's not so much like it's all worthless. I'll give you $10 for everything. Like there is some decent stuff to be found in '90s books, especially if you get like one of those, um, eccentric people that love independence.
yeah.
And in the independence, there's a lot of good stuff in the '90s and the early 2000s. So
Or you get somebody like the fellow that I bought the collection from that was just getting everything at newsstand, like and they're just
that's
all
crazy.
newsstand.
That's
I
so
mean,
crazy.
about the only key I got out of the whole collection, and it does suck, but the only key I got out of the whole collection that wasn't newsstand was Spawn One. And that does suck because Spawn One is like 8 times more valuable as a newsstand
Yeah.
than a direct. But I still love the fact that I got a Spawn One direct. So
Listen, I will never turn down a Spawn one.
yeah,
I don't even know how many I have. I have a lot of them. They're always in collections. I get so giddy every time I get a Spawn one. I love it. I love Spawn one. It's one of my
you
favorite
go.
covers of all
You
time.
got 2 or 3 Spawn Ones too, right? You kept
Yeah.
2 or 3 Spawn Ones, so
Everybody
uh,
everybody has 2 or 3 Spawn ones. They're great.
yeah.
It's a classic.
There's like 1 million of them, so that means there's at least 333,000 people that have 3 Spawn Ones. You
Exactly.
know,
Which is yeah, exactly. Like I said, I'll never turn away a Spawn one for a good price. I mean, you get one for $10, you'll sell them for 20 all day long.
yeah, yeah. Such an amazing cover too. Such a great iconic
I
cover.
think it's
So
also finally getting the respect that it deserves. I think people
yeah,
are. I mean, I don't know when McFarlane's going to come out with that movie, but it doesn't matter
The
because
Jamie Foxx movie.
the Jamie Foxx movie. Yeah, I don't know. I don't cast him, Jimmy.
Oh my
I
god.
know.
This
I
is his second
So
try with this movie,
okay,
and
so
he's gonna cast Jamie Foxx.
I know. So here, so who's your casting for it? Who you
wait.
putting in the Who
Is
you
that
putting in the outfit?
the rumor?
Yeah, no, Jamie Foxx was signed on to it. It's
What?
just in development hell, so I don't know how long he'll stay on to it.
The
But
guy who played Luke Cage, put him in every badass black man role.
he's
Just
in
put
Evil,
him
which you
in
don't
there.
like.
Yeah. Well,
I like Evil. It's not
oh,
bad.
evil. So, well, he's the only good part about that stupid show, except for the the demon,
Yeah.
that dark demon that sits in the corner of that girl's dream room.
But Jim, you
Yeah.
don't think
Other than
he's
that, it's a
too,
horrible
you don't
show.
think he's too jacked to be Spawn? I mean,
No,
he's
I mean
he's
Spawn was like he was like what? He was a military
Yeah,
guy,
I mean
right?
when Jaleel, what's his name, Michael J. White, right?
Yeah.
When he was pretty jacked as Spawn, but that was a big like rubber cover with like
Yeah, that was just
that was a
bad
bad costume.
on the other side. But yeah, I think. But Jamie Foxx, come on,
I know.
come on.
I'm not a fan either.
It's like Ray Charles playing him, you know.
It's like Rachel.
That's what I think of every time Jamie Foxx is in a movie. I play him as him as Ray or
He did a great-
Django.
He did a great job.
It's pretty much Ray or Django.
Yeah.
And the Spawn's not funny either, because he's gonna have to have some funny lines. He's not funny. Spawn's not funny.
Spawn's
It's
not.
the bad guys that are funny.
Yeah, exactly. Clown is funny.
Yeah.
Spawn's not funny. Spawn
Spawn's
is
not
every.
funny. He's serious and he's pissed off.
They throw funny at Spawn.
And You saw Jamie Foxx try and play mean and tough and scary when he played Electro, and it was horrible.
Yeah.
And he's going to do it again in the next Spider-Man movie. He's going to be he's going to be. There's just certain actors that just.
Jimmy, are you coming? You're coming to Spider-Man, right?
Yeah, I'm coming to Spider-Man.
Okay, I think
This
it's
Saturday night.
You, me, Nick, and Hal. A week from.
Oh,
Saturday.
okay. So Hal is coming. Cool.
Yeah, Hal is coming.
Didn't they fix Jamie Foxx though? They fixed the Electro look though, right? Doesn't
Well,
he
yeah,
have-
sort of. They didn't
like
give him they didn't give him the green and yellow, but they sort of give him like this.
La la
The-
la la la.
Oh my gosh.
But did you
Guy
not
who
even
doesn't even watch trailers.
I don't watch
Oh
trailers.
my god!
I won't do it. Especially Sony trailers. They ruin everything.
You should have saw him, Jace. We were sitting. Which one? We were watching.
Bond?
Jimmy
James
watched.
Were we watching
Jimmy
Bond?
watched the new
Yeah, we were watching
Spider-Verse.
Bond.
So we watched
Teaser.
Bond, Suicide Squad, Dune. What was the last one we watched? Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters. We were watching Ghostbusters because Nick was with us. We were watching Ghostbusters, and there was a trailer for Spider-Man. There was a trailer for. There was like 3 different movies, and you're like, la, 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 la.
Is that what you do? Do you bring earplugs? Do you annoy everybody in the theater by
He
saying?
puts- he puts his
I
hood.
just put my
He
hood
takes his
over my
hoodie.
head.
He takes his hood over there and he closes his ears.
I
Like
don't
this.
want to. I don't want to see it.
I'm assuming that you know that there's a Spider-Verse trailer out, Spider-Verse teaser trailer out.
I know.
Jimmy-
I won't
Jimmy-
watch it.
Jimmy watched it within 1 second of me texting him about it. You know.
I know. All I know is Spider-Man 29. But we knew that already. Spider-Man 2099
That's
is going to be in it.
Well,
Well,
Dolph,
yeah,
that's
I mean-
literally the whole trailer. It's just that
It's all
scene.
him.
It's
Yeah.
all him.
Oh, what did I just do?
What did you do? Did you do something?
I did do something. I kicked my KVM switch and turned off my second monitor. Wait, hold on now. Which one is the right one? That was weird. There you are. You're back.
Yeah, literally the whole trailer is Spider-Man 2099. Literally the whole thing. It has nothing to do with the story of the movie. It has nothing to do with anything. It's literally just 2099.
Oh, did you see the same trailer I saw?
I would think so. It said the official trailer.
Oh, well.
Why did
But
they
you-
do a creature? Not a creature, a
You-
character
you-
featurette trailer and a full trailer?
Oh, so Jim, I don't think you saw the same trailer I saw. So the trailer I saw starts with Miles in his bedroom.
Yeah, in his bedroom,
That's
yeah.
the screenshot that I saw. Miles in his
And
bedroom.
Gwen talking.
And he talks to Gwen just like at the end of the first movie,
Okay,
except
and then,
they add a little bit more.
And
and
then
then he
Gwen
goes
shows up
through
on his bed or
And
something.
then Spider-Man 2099 shows up and boo boo bow wow, and they fight and fight and fight, and that's it.
okay.
So we
All
did
right,
see
we
it.
saw the same one.
Yeah,
I'll be right
We
back.
saw the same
and
one.
he's literally the whole trailer. They didn't show who the bag. Bugga bugga bow.
That's like when
Yada
mom
yada
goes,
yada.
boom, 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 boom.
Yada yada yada. Yeah.
Joss
Well,
got that.
Jace, you know that in the wild, if you find any Adam Hughes covers, you know that I'm interested. So,
Yeah.
but I've been finding out that there are a lot of Tom Coker books that I do not have, and I did not know he did. That I'm writing down. Oh my God! There's so many of the Secret Wars that I already have 1,000 of. There's 1,000 more I don't have.
Yeah, you gotta give me a list.
I mean, I have every issue at least 6 times over, and then there's still variants that I don't have. Like
Yeah.
a lot of them.
Yeah, you gotta give me a list. I have some weird ability to like I've never ever considered myself to have like a what do you call it, photographic memory, but I think I have a very specific comic book photographic memory.
Tom
So-
Coker did he did a lot of covers, or he actually did books of, he did a whole Wolverine series, which I think would be amazing. He did Daredevil Noir, which is a gorgeous run. I think it's only 3 or 4 issues.
Did they do that the same time as they did the Spider-Man noir books? Like all those
I
noir
think
books
so,
in the
yeah.
same time period?
And the covers are gorgeous. Yeah, he did a lot of like the darker, little scarier covers. Those characters.
I heard you talking. Jackie had the full run of Secret Wars, all variant covers. I bought it.
What,
I was like,
the new Secret Wars?
yeah, I was like, why are you selling these? She's like, I just wanted some extra, so I bought them. But I just, I figured it was another whole run of Secret Wars, but they were all variant covers, every single one of them.
Yeah, there's some Tom Coker covers I don't have.
I don't know if I have them handy.
There are some valuable covers in that.
I don't think she had those though. They just might have all been B covers for all I know. Is it this? Yeah, it's this box right here. I'm so unorganized.
How much she sell them for? If you don't mind me asking.
I think I paid. What did I pay for the whole thing? There's 9 issues at $40.
So it's just one variant cover of each of the.
Well, that's a sweet cover.
Yeah, that's a cool cover.
That cover.
Then there's the.
Let's just skip them.
That's the Secret Wars 1.
I have that one. Yep.
1 and
Okay.
2.
Yeah. The funny thing about that book is that does it say 1 of 8 on the top?
1 of 8, yeah.
Yeah, even though it's 9 issues in that series.
That's right. It's 9 issues. So then this is 2.
Because I guess Assad
variant.
Ribic. Yeah, that's a good cover. I guess Assad Ribic couldn't get all of his badass artwork in 8
guess.
issues, so they had to give you another one.
So 3 is the main. 3 is the A.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cool cover.
4 is A. This is an A. That's the God Doom.
Yep.
5 is a variant. This is 5. This is the C cover. This is the Black Panther.
Oh, what a
I
great
wonder who
cover.
did that.
I don't know.
I don't have that one. Wonder who did that cover. That's a cool looking cover.
That is a cool looking cover. They don't
Very
make it
different
easy.
from the rest. No, they don't.
Hey, is that
Look at
there's a
right on
candy
the
preview.
inside.
Yeah, the candy preview right there.
Nice.
Is that a fold out?
It is a fold out. Little Marvel,
Yeah.
Scotty Young.
I meant to
love
tell
this.
you,
So good.
I was at a flea market the other day, and I saw.
That's the 6 variant. This is the fourth cover.
I may have that one. I'm not sure.
And then the rest are the A's.
Yeah, the A's.
That's the God Doom, and then 8 of 9.
That's such a good run. Anybody who's watching, just get that run.
Yeah, seriously, get the run.
It's
read it all,
it's such a
get the
good
trade.
run.
It is a good run. I got to tell you, I've been reading Department of Truth. It is good. It is really good. The back page of the first issue, you're like, oh wow, okay, I'm in. This is interesting.
Oh, it's like sort of like an X-Files thing, isn't it?
Yeah, you'll see.
Sort of
So-
at the end. Yeah.
So the premise of the book is that if people believe something enough, they manifest it. So
Oh,
it's about like if enough people believe in the Loch Ness Monster, the Loch Ness Monster becomes real. But that's not in the book, but it's mostly conspiracy stuff. So if enough people believe in it, it becomes real. And this is like a secret organization. It's just watching things, or they're trying to like kill what is it called? Not crowd. What is it called when mass hysteria? They're trying to like quell mass hysteria so things don't get manifested.
Mm.
Which is it's really cool.
It's
really
interesting
cool.
because that book was so hot when I first started, like last
Mhm.
January or whatever, and then something's killing the children just became the
It became the book, right?
book, and Department of Truth kind of cooled off. But based on your recommendation, I actually bought your recommendation. I think I saw it. I think I saw it too on either Barry Gary or Pressable Defects channel about buying the cover B of issue 1, or second print, I should say, of issue 1.
The Lee Harvey Oswald cover.
Yeah, so that's
Mhm.
the one.
That's the
Department
one
of
I
Truth
want to
looks
get
like.
another copy of. I want the
The one I had,
cover.
so.
Yeah, it's really good.
Now, are you reading the trade or are you reading
So
the?
yeah, I bag and board my books, and then I wait. If it's a thing I want to read, I get the trade. So right now, um, these are, I mean, I'm exposing a little bit about myself. I call them my poop stories. So so basically, I'm reading Ninja Turtles at work, and I'm reading Department of Truth in that bathroom, and then I'm reading We Live in the other bathroom.
Here at Penn State, Dolph, they call them stall stories.
Well, there you go.
There's advertisements inside the men's room stall stories.
There you go. That's when I do my comic book reading.
That's your Costanza books.
That's my
Yeah.
Costanza books. Yeah.
What was he reading though? He was reading an art history book,
It
right?
was an art history book. Yeah.
It's very expensive.
Yep. But yeah, I mean, I'm even loving reading the original Ninja Turtles because I've never read. I only started as a kid. I read the Archie series. I never read the original Eastman Laird.
Oh, the
series.
Eastman and Laird's were cool.
It's really good, man. I don't know if you remember, they just got teleported to the other planet with the Triceratops soldiers. Like, it's really, really good. I love it.
I'll have to read. I have that big kind of graphic novel, and I think that's just a collected works of like 1 through 6 or 1 through 7 or something like
I
that.
have, because I didn't even remember how it happened chronological either. I didn't know that the Raphael one-off where Casey Jones' first appearance is basically TMNT 4.
Oh, okay.
So it's the fourth in the run. They did 1, 2, 3, the Raphael runoff, and then they did 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then they went to the Michelangelo, then the Leonardo, and then the Donatello one-offs.
Why is the Raphael so much more
Because it's
valuable?
the
Is it
first
just
appearance of Casey Jones.
and is it just a much smaller print run? I mean, I know that there's
Well, I don't know. I think in general their first 5 issues they all look the same. I think they capped it at 6,000. I know
Okay.
issue one was a 3,000 print run. Then they did a 6,000 print run, and then the third print doesn't look like either of them. It looks like it's like a color version.
yeah, because like Michelangelo one, if you look on Key Collector, it's like a $25 book.
Yeah,
Right.
Donatello one is not worth anything. $5, $10.
Yeah, what is it?
I mean, I prefer reading my comics in trade anyway. I'll bag and board the individual books, and then I'll read it in trade.
Yeah, Donatello, the one shot. It's the last of
Yeah,
them. That
it's
one
the
was
last.
released in '86, and it's now a $25 book.
Now
But
it's a 25, but 25 in really high grade. Which
probably,
they all have like color rub, and they're not good quality. That's the one where it looks like he's on a notepad, right?
yeah. It says he meets a fictional artist based on like Jack Kirby.
Yeah.
Oh, Leonardo is the cheapest of them. It's $12.
Really?
Yeah.
That's another thing I recommend to people is like I have a few here. All of these IDW turtles, I buy them whenever I see them. I don't if I see them in dollar bins or whatever, I pick up TMNT all day long. But I'm a fan, so not everybody is, but I love turtles.
I think I was talking to you the other night. There's so many. If you really look at it, if you look online, there is Turtles keys in every series of Turtles book that they've created.
Oh yeah.
There are keys worth picking up, or at least worth looking for.
Yeah, the Jenica book I picked up a long time ago is, and there's another one called Alapex. That was in a one shot too. That I've been picking those up for. If I can get them under $20, that's a $50 book. Alapex is like a white. I don't know what it is. A white fox, I guess. It's cool looking. But yeah, and then of course the ones we found, the Bebop, Rocksteady, the Kang book. Like there's some Krang book, not Kang.
Krang.
Krang. There's a lot of good turtle keys out there.
Yeah.
And they're there might have even been one where he crosses over with Usagi. I think there's got to be a Usagi TMNT crossover. Because Usagi had a figure in the Playmates.
Yeah. Yeah, I had that, and I probably sold that at the Punk Rock Flea Market for $3.
For
I
three
think.
dollars,
You
loose
know,
or carded?
loose. Yeah.
Loose.
So
It's yes, I know.
but the best part was, Jim. Remember, I had them like with all their weapons each one in their own Ziploc, and
Yep, in the Ziplocs.
I think somebody bought all of them because I had them all $3 a pop, and just but it's the same thing as baseball cards for our parents. If if they hadn't
Yeah.
stuck them in their tire spokes, they wouldn't be as rare and they wouldn't be worth as much. If everybody hadn't sold them at flea markets or
Yeah.
thrown them away, they wouldn't be quite what they are. So
Somebody came to on Rick's sale, his Black Friday sale. Somebody came up to the store and he's like, "I got a whole trunk load of TMNT if you want it." Rick, because it's not carded or mint in box, he's like, "I don't." He doesn't want any of it. So I went to take a look at it, and the guy's like, "So I start out every conversation the same way. I was like, so what are you looking to get for everything?" He's like, "I'm looking to get a couple $100." And I look through it and I'm like, I'm thinking, a couple $100 is, close to break even for me. What do you think about 150? And he's like, nah, I'm looking to get a couple $100. And then I go through it some more, and I'm seeing there's like 40 Ninja Turtle characters, all loose, but
yeah,
I think I can get $5 or $10 for each one, or I think so. So I say,
yeah.
all
I'm
right,
sure there's
I'll give you $200. He's like, yeah, I think I'm gonna ask around. I was like, what the hell? We didn't just agree on $200, and he just backed out. He already had my business card. I was like, all right, man, whatever. I just went inside. I said, and then he's like, well, I said, nah, I'm not even gonna give you $200 now. He's like, if you want to sell it, I'll give you 150 because I already see the way you're working. So I said
So
150. 150
you
is my
rolled
offer.
back and you gave him a revised butthurt price is what you're saying.
Well, he rolled back on me too. So he
Yeah.
said I'll take 200. I said, all right, I'll give you 200. He's like, I'm gonna
Okay,
ask.
so
He said, I'm gonna ask around. He's like, and I said, well, he's like, I'll ask around and I'll get back to you. I said, well, then my offer's 150.
so he specifically said when you said a couple hundred, I wasn't sure whether I think a couple hundred is 200, 300 for it, but he said to you $200, and
No,
then
a
you
few, a
changed.
few
No,
hundred,
he said
Jason. A few hundred is three or four or five.
he said a
Oh,
couple hundred, a few
Yeah,
hundreds
okay,
three,
a
a couple
couple is,
hundreds two,
it's only two.
couples two.
okay, all right.
A few is
I
higher.
told him right. I said, all right, well, if you want it for 200, it's right now. If you're gonna come back to me in a week after you shop it around, I'm only gonna give you 150 for it.
Yeah.
So I said, you
I
either
mean,
give it to me now for 200, or I'll buy it later for 150.
and honest to God, if I'm not saying the dude would do this, but like if you're just looking at it in the back of his trunk, it's not like you're going to make a mental note of all 46 characters, right? That you saw.
Oh,
He,
I don't even.
he could sell four or five or six or seven of them, and then come back
He could do that
and
too. That's why
and
that's
if
also
you
why.
if you didn't remember, then he still wants $200, but he's lessened the load, right?
That's a tough one that that might be a good topic for conversation because there has been times where I've seen a collection. I mean, Jason, you just did it. Where
Yeah,
you're like you agree to buy a collection. You're like, I will go to the ATM and I'll come right back. I mean, who's to say that they don't pull some keys out of there
right.
and give you the
Now,
box?
we both know that a lot of the key books that I collected are at the Boys and Girls Club
Yes,
of
we do know
Delaware.
that. So
So,
I mean, but what's good? What's a good thing? Like all right. So
right.
how about this? We agree to purchase the books. How about you? I put them in my trunk. Here's my driver's license and a credit card or something that identifies me. I'll go to the ATM and I'll come back. This way, there's a little bit of mutual trust there. But yeah, once you walk away from the books and you say I'll come back later, who's to know that somebody else didn't just go through it and pick 10 out?
Yeah.
You know?
For me, I think I paid $1,200 for the collection I picked up. The second one, I think I had $200 or something with me, and so in good faith, I gave her that, and she actually said, "Well, I would only feel good about you having X number of the books with you." So like, she let me take some of the books then, and then I went to well, actually, so I had to go back with the remainder. Actually, I had to go back the next night with the remainder because I had reached my
Yeah.
daily limit because I had my credit union
Oh
only has
yeah,
a
that's right. I forgot
daily
about
limit
that.
on ATM transactions, which was relatively low. So I had to go back because I couldn't gain access to my money at that point in time.
Yeah.
So and it was too late in the evening to call the bank. But yeah, she had sent me home with half of the books, and then I picked up the other half when I gave her the rest of the money. So
You got Key Collector, Jimmy? Look this one up. Secret Wars 5, the T'Challa
Secret
variant.
Wars 5.
I don't keep my phone around here because it always messes up with the audio.
that is a great looking book, though.
Yeah, it's a good cover. And it's a third print. A third variant. First print. It's probably like $2. Or it's not even on there, which means that it's cover price.
Secret Wars 5. Yeah, no, not on here.
Not on there. Oh well.
Secret Wars 1, which this is the thing that it just pisses me off about this series. Just pisses me off. I have so many of these freaking things, and I bought so many of the variants from Rick for like $10, $15. Secret, they only have 3 issues.
Three issues in the run are worth anything?
4 issues in the run. Which luckily I have all of these, but still, $3.
$3. Yeah.
Secret Wars number 0. It was the free comic book day promotional, which I have. $3.
$3.
Secret Wars number 1.
$3.
Secret Wars number 2. First appearance of God Emperor Doom.
Yeah.
$5. Ooh, $5.
Yeah, but I think the interesting thing about that is like,
and the funny thing is that they don't list variants on Key Collector for. Well, I'm sorry, no,
They don't have the
variants
circle in the corner?
They have the variants for number 1, but they don't have it for anything else.
well, so that's interesting.
Star-Lord's not worth anything.
That's interesting
wow.
to say that, Jim. So, like,
These variants are worth money.
if
Holy
you
crap!
if you look up, so that Miles Morales book that I have, right, the Heroes Con, you can find it in the Miles Key as a character books, right?
Okay.
But it's not in
The Secret Wars.
Secret Wars, even though it is a Secret Wars variant. So it doesn't show it in the Secret Wars section. It's interesting that it just doesn't show it that way.
Jace, look at that one.
Yeah, that one's great.
Oh wow. Yeah, I just looked it up on eBay. It's $5.
And then there's another one of that, which is
Yeah.
Oh wow.
those are 25 and 50. The Miles Morales one's $50. That's insane.
I gotta see what that Star-Lord is, because that one is a 5th variant.
And then they have this one. It's a black and white. That one's for $40. It's a Mike Diodato cover.
That's
That was
nice.
cool.
Was Star-Lord 8? Which number was that? 6.
Oh, that's funny. There's a Secret Wars number 1 variant.
$5.
There's a Secret Wars number 1 variant right here.
Oh, that's cool.
And one of the things that it says on Key Collector is Spider-Man's costume is similar to the What If Zombie Hunter Spider-Man design.
That's just reaching. It's so reaching.
Because I know that my 7-year-old will now watch this video, I was able to pick him up the zombie What If Captain America.
Oh, nice.
What do you call it? Marvel Legends.
Yeah.
So my friend Tom, who I bought the Secret Wars book, Grange Fair Tom, he is actually a Marvel Legends dealer. So if there's ever a Marvel Legends that you guys see that you actually like,
Yeah.
yeah, just let me know because Um, I forget. It's a very high. You have to sell a ton of those to actually be a licensed dealer. But
Yeah.
I picked him up. I picked Griff up for Christmas. The What If Marvel Zombies cap, and I picked him up the what is the bad guy from Eternals?
The bad guy? You mean Ajax? I mean,
No, no,
not
no.
Ajax. Icarus. Not Icarus. What did they call him in the? Oh, Icarus.
The the creature with the tentacles.
Oh, they're called not Oh my God, not
Deviant.
Eternals, Deviants.
Yeah. So
They
what
didn't
did
really have a name.
what did I buy? What is he called here? Uh, Gilgamesh.
Oh, he's not a bad guy.
Oh, he's not a bad guy. He's just
No,
hideous.
Gilgamesh is Athena's bodyguard, the Chinese guy.
This is like, oh no. Okay, so maybe it's Crow, Kro.
So Crow, I guess they named the Deviant because he didn't have it. They didn't call him by his name in the show, right?
Let's see. It says yes, you're right. It's a powerful deviant and powerful deviant unlike any other the Eternals have faced over the millennia. Crow's appearance is the harbinger for a global threat.
So you got
Anyways, it's hideous. It's hideous. It gives serious venom and carnage vibes, and Griffin's gonna love it.
there you go. He likes
If
that
it's
stuff.
got tentacles, if it's got tentacles, he loves it.
Cool.
All right, gents. Well,
Yeah, this is a good
I
time
think
to sign off.
I guess what's the topic for next week? Next week may be our last before Christmas.
Next week's topic.
The question is, will we do a live all in the same room at one point over the holidays? Because there may be a scenario.
Not enough in this room, that's for sure. And I have all the
Well,
gear.
we'll have to do some cleanup
I have
beforehand.
all the gear.
We'll have to do some cleanup in
Yeah,
that room
possibly.
first.
That's possible, I guess.
I was able to squeeze in there once, not during a taping, but just to visit,
Yeah.
just to bring Dolph coffee.
You mean just
I was
to
able
get
to
in
squeeze
It'll
in there.
be better next time. I'll listen. After we sign off right now, I'll record a couple videos because I got a couple of piles here. I'll do my mail call so I can turn my Thrawn 6s into an actual video that people will hate me for. So you're the guy that bought every single Thrawn 6.
Mhm.
You're like, I hope Arlani never shows up in Star Wars ever.
She wasn't in the Timothy Zahn book, that's for sure.
No, I guess she probably wasn't though, right?
But
she
that is
obviously she first appeared here.
He had a number.
Yeah.
He had a number one guy in the Timothy Zahn book, but it was a guy that was assigned to him, who became his friend over time, and for some reason he had a Southern accent.
I mean, so what do you think Disney will do? Will Disney go with a white Southern accent guy, or are they going to go with a Thai girl?
Do you mean
Yeah, they're gonna go with the tiger.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you listen to the audiobook? Is that what?
Yeah, I listened to the audiobook.
Okay.
I gotta listen to those. They reprinted them. Rick started getting them in the store. I have to read them. I tried the audiobook for Thrawn, and I just couldn't get through it.
Well,
But
Thrawn, the voice of Thrawn was really good.
So but Thrawn is what, fourth in the series, fifth in the series?
I think so.
Thrawn was the last one, right?
These are the
Yeah,
fan fiction
Timothy
books
Zahn
that
did the. He also did the.
appeared in the late '80s, right?
What's that?
Yeah, I think
These
so.
are these are the beginning of the fan fiction books that first appeared in like the late '80s, right?
Yeah, but the one titled Thrawn, the white cover with his face, that was the last one he did.
Okay.
I think so, because that's the one I bought, and I'm like, I'm lost. And
I
Chris is like,
remember-
you gotta
I
read all the other
remember-
ones first.
I remember when we were little kids, the kind of a one-off grocery store near our house where we grew up, they had a spinner rack that didn't have comics, but it had
The books.
novels.
Yeah.
And I remember, they'd have like the Harlequin like romance novels, but they had those Star Wars books back in the day. I don't know if you remember that, Jim. Not at Miles, but at Renninger's, they had those.
Yeah, when you walk in, or you would first walk in, it was to the left, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and then later it was like, or maybe that's where they moved it from the back because it used to be by like the ice cream in the ice cream aisle or
Oh yeah, that's
whatever.
right. Yeah.
Wait, so is Thrawn the first one?
I don't think so, because
Or are
weren't
they
they?
diff? So this is Star Wars Thrawn, Timothy Zahn, book 1 of 3? But it looks like the cover that I have. So you
Jim,
want
weren't the?
1 is Heir to the Empire, 2 is Dark Force Rising, and 3 is The Last Command. That's where he started, right? Isn't that where
Yeah,
Thrawn
and
started?
the first of those weren't the early versions of those books. Weren't they mostly like more like the X-wing squadron kind of books where they were filling out the rebel forces kind of story arc. I could be completely wrong.
I have no
I'm
idea.
literally just trying to remember the 8-year-old version of me looking at those covers in the grocery store. So
Yeah, so it does look like the Heir to the Empire series is $43 paperback.
Yes, Dolph. That is the one that I read. Was the one with the white cover.
The one with the white cover, the Timothy
Yeah.
Zahn, read by Mark Thompson.
Uh,
Jim, who was the red by?
I'm trying to.
I think I've heard that he's really
Oh,
good.
sorry.
Along in a galaxy far, far away.
I like
Set
the
by
idea of
Timothy Zahn.
that guy being a great reader.
So Thrawn it's Thrawn, Alliances, and Treason. 3 collection set by Timothy Zahn, the Thrawn series. Maybe I gotta read this one. I don't know. This is the problem where I really
Mark
needed
Thompson. Yes.
Mark Thompson. I
Yep.
needed like a tour guide because I didn't know where to start on the fan fiction stuff. I didn't know where to begin.
I mean, with this book, it starts like with Thrawn is like
A kid, right? He's like an academy kid.
no, 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 no. That's even before that.
Oh,
They
really?
capture him on a planet,
Oh.
and they bring him in, and because of his tactical know-how, they put him into the academy
Hmm.
because he's of particular interest to the emperor,
Okay.
and then he quickly rises through the academy, and then he has his first meeting, I think, the with the emperor, and then all of a sudden he has a command, and then he goes through the commands real quick, and yeah, there's a lot of stuff in that one.
All right.
You know, all those guys were able to kind of divine whether somebody was going to be bad A or not. You know,
Yeah, I guess so.
it's
Thrawn was
preordained.
pretty badass. I mean, in the book, he's pretty badass.
Well, that's why you gotta watch if there is a Bad Batch season 2 because they're gonna get into all that.
Yeah,
Why they didn't do clones and why they went with soldiers, hand-picked soldiers.
Bad Batch was great.
Bad Batch was great. Bad Batch
I
forget
filled in
what-
a lot of blanks
I forget where I'm at episode wise.
on Bad Batch.
Yeah, they're helping. I think they're helping some of the Ahsoka's kind.
Oh no, she's not a Twi'lek. I forgot what her race is.
No, yeah, Jim. That was like kind of mid-season.
Yeah, that was in the middle.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, I want to say that was like episode 7 or 8 or something like that.
Yeah.
So far, it's good.
It's good. It's really good. It's like that last season of Clone
But yeah,
Wars.
Omega is basically Boba Fett's sister
Omega is basically Boba Fett's sister. So like,
because they were the purest clones from Jango Fett.
yeah. So in prequel, the second prequel, not Attack of the Clones. Was it Attack of the Clones? Yeah, it was Attack of the
Yeah,
Clones.
Attack of the Clones was the second.
So Boba Fett was it was the first clone that they unedited first purest clone of Jango. And I guess she might, I don't know if she's edited, but she's also a pure form of Jango.
Well, the great part is, didn't the actor who's playing Boba Fett now actually play that character in Attack of the
I
Clones?
think so because they
Yes.
interviewed him. Did you watch that too? That
Yeah,
That-
he played him in Attack of
Yeah.
the Clones. Yeah,
the behind the helmet, the
Yep.
quick little that was
It was
great.
super cool. Yeah.
That was
and then
super cool.
they dubbed his voice into all the other movies.
Yeah, you're talking about Tamara
When?
Morrison,
Yeah,
not the kid who played Boba Fett.
no,
Yeah,
no.
Tamara Morrison.
Oh.
Yeah, Jimmy and I
He
watched that.
re-recorded the dialogue for.
Yeah, they
for Boba.
re-recorded the dialogue for Empire and everything.
Which is actually, after hearing it, it's not too far off.
No,
His levels are around the same. He's just got obviously he's got a Kiwi accent or
Yeah.
a New Zealand accent.
Well, it's what we're only a couple weeks away from Boba Fett, right?
December 29th.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we got some cool things happening in the next 2 weeks.
Oh yeah,
Between Spider-Man,
Wait, you guys go to Spider-Man when? Next Friday?
week?
Saturday. It's the
Seven-
18th.
18th
Okay,
or
so
19th.
Next Saturday, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I mean, as far as entertainment goes, The Witcher season 2 comes out next
that's
week.
right. Oh, I can't wait for that. Witcher
Um,
2.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Boba Fett comes out.
So when is Mandalorian 3 coming out? Did they even
I
say?
think it's not till next year.
I think it's in the year 3000.
I think
Year
it's after.
3000.
I think it's after Ben Kenobi. It's after Kenobi.
That's another one I'm really looking forward to. If it is,
Yeah.
because they're saying, I mean, I don't care if it's Hayden Christensen or not, but if it's actual Darth Vader that's gonna face him, so then that changes a lot of that back history. Like they actually had confrontations. Obviously, he's still got to hide Luke's identity on Tatooine, but Darth Vader's like found him. That's really cool. If the whole thing is just going to be like he senses that Luke and Leia or something's out there that he's got to go find it, and Obi-Wan's standing in his way, that's going to be pretty rad. Plus, I heard Darth Maul's going to be in it
Yeah, that's right.
because of that.
Yeah, his robot form.
His robot.
His robot form.
I mean,
Does
why
that
not?
mean? Does that mean his brother might make an appearance? What was his brother's name?
Yeah. Well, that's an Osage Ventress. That's actually
Osage Ventress.
that's another. That's a pretty valuable free comic book day comic if you can get your hands on one of those cheap. That's a
Yeah.
good one to get.
That's the one I told you guys is at the one indoor flea market near me for $1, but it's absolutely ravaged. It's ravaged. I mean, it's like somebody grabbed it, crumpled it up, and threw it at somebody else, and then that person kicked
Grab
it.
it for me.
It's not
a
Osage
challenge.
Ventress. It's not Osage Ventress. That's not his name.
Oh
What's
yeah,
his
right.
name?
Not Asajj Ventress. That's the bold girl with the two lightsabers.
Yeah, it's
Don't-
I know what you're talking about.
Don't
It's a-
don't tell us.
no,
Don't tell us.
it's a perfect George Lucas name too. It's oh man.
Oh my god.
When I heard his name when we watched the animated show, I was like, seriously, George? Seriously?
Oh, why can't I
Um,
think of this?
It's a killer.
I would say people are watching this and shouting at it, but nobody's watching this.
Oh my god.
What's in the box?
Oh my god.
This is his name. Okay, you guys ready?
No. Just tell me the first letter
The first letter?
of the first. Yeah, the first letter of his name.
S.
Savage. Savage Opress.
That's exactly
Oppress,
right.
yes, Savage Opress.
Savage Oppress.
Savage Oppress. Yes.
Yeah, and then on the flip side of that book is The Last Airbender #1.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I forgot they used to do that. One Punch Man and My Hero Academia was the same way
Yeah.
on Free Comic Book
So
Day.
yeah, so if you want me to pick it up for $1, I will pick it
Pick
up
it
for
up for
$1.
$1. Worst case scenario, I turn it into buttons. I'll give you $1 for it.
But yeah, I was flipping through the books the one day. I was like, "Holy crap!" And then I was like, "Oh, this book is ravaged."
That's what happened to me. I was at Joe's booth. I grabbed that X-Men 4. I took that thing home, man. It's like somebody tore the cover off of the Omega Red. Somebody ripped the cover off and like just basically in the interior just went and just ripped it in half. I couldn't sell that book for 50 cents.
Did you submit my Omega Red in the first thing,
I
or is that
think
in the
so.
second batch?
I can look it up right now and tell you.
I think it's in the second batch, the batch of books that's still with you. I think.
Let me just say, guys, I am so happy I'm going to be getting a new phone because this phone is so.
Add a battery already?
No, it just keeps on unplugging. It's the
Oh,
same thing. Same thing that when I was trying to charge it in your car that one time.
yeah.
It just will not connect.
All right, so this 15 book. Oh,
We
you
did
just
20
moved.
books.
You just moved to grading and encapsulating.
Uh,
The 15 books.
Wait, fifth? Yeah, okay. So
Static One, West Coast Avengers, Master of Kung Fu, Incredible Hulk, Batman 497, Star Wars, Star Wars,
Daredevil 9.
Daredevil 9.
Boom.
So that just moved into grading.
Oh, sniggity snap.
Yep.
Somebody's getting his own Christmas
I swear to
present.
God, I just looked at this afternoon too. It just
So,
got entered into
so wait,
grading.
so what about your books? Are they
Mine are
they're
in
in
grading and
grading
encapsulation too.
encapsulation?
And my friend Ryan, his went into grading and encapsulation a week before mine, and his are in QC right now. So it was a pretty
So,
like 2 weeks.
Jim, hopefully that's what we can do for a video before the end of the year because Dolph sent out his bangers, and
I also would like Michael's mechanical error. They already got entered into the system. So those 17 books that
is
all
that what they're
had.
calling it? Mechanical error?
So that's what you're supposed to call it. So because they're
Why
doing.
don't they call it dude drop them?
Yeah, I know. So yeah, so they gave me a next day error label for free.
Uh-huh.
Told me to. I didn't pay for anything. I put under the check number. I put 0. I
How
sent
kind of
everything
them.
back. What's that?
How kind of them for ruining a bunch of 9/8s.
This is yeah. This is my fear though, because my fear is that they got graded and then dropped. Because some of them were 9.2s and with a really savaged corner, and that would not
Yeah.
be a 9.2. That would be a 7.5. So I'm worried that they got graded and then they got dropped and then they
Yeah,
got
but
encapsulated while they were
yeah,
graded.
but that doesn't negate the fact that you were very confident that there were some 9/8 books in there, and you also thought you would have known. You would have at least said to Michael if what are the square bound the Dark Knight books like
Prestige?
yeah no the um
I mean, still, that doesn't negate the fact that if they did grade them and then they dropped them, then
So
it's
my
completely their fault.
right. So my biggest fear is that let's say some of those death in the families that were 9.2s with a pretty bad corner, if they open them up, try to press them, and they come back 8.5s, oh, we're gonna make an insurance claim because they came back even worse
worse, right,
than when we sent them the first time, which means that we should have never touched them to begin with. Which
right.
means that they got graded, then they got dropped, then they got encapsulated with bad corners.
No, but like uh, uh, um
I think it wasn't Bry's Comics. One of those guys,
no
they
dark
just got something back. It was a 9.8, and it was hosed. Like somebody had dropped it after it got graded, and he's like, I can see it right now. He's like, there's a tear right there, and it's graded 9.8. Like somebody ripped it after they graded it,
hmm,
and he's like,
interesting.
this isn't a 9.8. Like this is nothing.
Because didn't he have a couple of the Dark Knight Returns books in there,
He had the first Dark Knight Returns,
and
which
he had Killing Joke,
it was a 9.8 all day long,
and he had Killing Joke too,
and he
right?
had
And
the Killing Joke first print.
that's what I guess that's what I mean. Like
I don't remember what they. Do you remember what they graded as? I
I
do.
don't remember, but I know that they both had that corner ding, and those were the two books when you were talking about them. Your at least your recollection was that they were 9/8 candidates, and then they simply were not.
So his Dark Knight Returns came back a 9.0. With that corner came back a 9.0. That's what scares me because that corner was horrible.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what I mean. What would have been the defects that would have made it a 9/0 otherwise, though.
It's super clean. Yeah, you know what? It's not that bad of a corner. It's definitely a dinged corner though. I would show the phone, but guys can't see it.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to
But the Killing Joke, let's see.
it's hard to have a terrible corner because it's square bound book and it's so rigid. The paper
I
stock
don't
is
even know
so
if you can see it. Can you make that out?
yeah, you can see it's
Uh,
white.
so
Yeah,
that
it's
came back a
broken.
9.0. You
Wow.
think that's a legit 9.0, or if I had resubmitted that would have got like an 8 something?
Well, it's
That's a
a
bad corner, and it was
yeah,
a
it's a
9.8.
yeah. Because
I don't
there's
know.
straight up color loss because there's paper loss,
Oh,
right?
those,
It's
they're
bad enough
gone.
to
Like I told Michael, like we're gonna resubmit them and see, but they're gone. He destroyed them. Whoever did it destroyed them. Yeah, like some of these are pressable, like that. There we go. Yeah, you see that? That's kind of what
Yeah.
we're dealing with on most of the books. You see that corner damage?
Yeah.
So this one grades at a
It buckles.
8.5. That's the Secret Wars, number 8.
Never heard of that book.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, man. You will get one, I promise you. It's such a printed book too.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you
Oh.
haven't got. I'm surprised you didn't get one in that newsstand collection. Like that was.
I'm surprised as well. I am surprised as well. Although, you know what's funny? I'm almost glad I didn't because there were certain groups of books in that collection that were not in great shape, and most of Secret Wars 2 was in that collection,
Yeah.
and they were in terrible shape. And I think it would have broke my heart if I had Secret Wars 8 and it was bad. It was
Yeah.
not in good shape. I think I'd have been heartbroken.
Marvel Spotlight 6, Marvel Superheroes 20. That's part of one of your submissions, right?
Yeah, those aren't. Are those in grading encapsulated already?
No. I'm
Oh,
just
okay.
that submission is split into 3 because there were 2 economies, 1 magazine, and 22 moderns.
Right. Right. The magazine is that Hulk.
The magazine is
Hulk.
the Hulk. I don't
And
I don't
then-
recall what is Marvel Spotlight 6 is.
That's second Ghost Rider.
That's the Ghost Rider.
Yep. And then
Marvel
Super
Superheroes 20
is the Doom cover.
is the Doom cover, the one that we.
And then I have hopefully potentially 4 9/8 of
yeah,
Hawkeye 1.
Hawkeye
1,
1.
Kate Bishop in there. I have both Riri books in there. I have
X-Men
a
Annual, Invincible,
stupid
Iron
high
Man.
grade X-Men Annual 14 in there. I think I had the first Gambit solo series in there in a newsstand.
Point 1, Spider-Verse 1, Stray Dogs 1, Ironheart 1, Uncanny 234, Punisher
Oh, that-
218 twice, Amazing Spider-Man 9 and 10, Catwoman 70. There's Jimmy's Adam Hughes.
Yeah,
And you also have the X-Men Annual in there too.
yeah, that's right.
The 2 Gambits. Gambit in cameo.
Yeah, and mine's gonna be higher grade, and Jimmy's just gonna be lower grade.
Yeah, because it had stain on the top. Yeah.
Remember we talked about it. And Jim's like,
I was,
I,
so
Jim's-
that's all
Jim's
stuff
like,
we had at Emery's first birthday party. Those
Yeah.
are the
Yeah.
books. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's cool, man. That you literally like today it went into grading and encapsulation.
Well, it's still gonna take a Christmas miracle.
And those were
but
a month after mine.
I'm hoping. That's crazy that they're a month after yours. They were submitted 2 months before yours.
And mine are fast
you-
tracked.
Yours were fast tracked. I know.
Mine are fast tracked. I really do think I forgot to put FT on the box like I was supposed to. I think I did everything right. I just assumed they'd open the box up, see that they were fast tracked, and move it in. But
Did
I
you
think I
see?
screwed it up.
Did you see that the timelines are blowed out right now? Though
current
I think-
turnaround times
I think current turnaround times are like 158 days.
for economy 152 days. But if you do like some of my books, because like the Ahsoka Tano, that would be 16 days, but it cost me $120 to grade it. But it would be
Oh, but-
16 days for Express.
Right, if you do the declared value at what you think it might be, right?
If you are submitting collectibles under the walkthrough grading tier, It's unlimited, 3% of market value, $150 minimum, but it's 9 days. I do have a couple of books that would fall into that I need graded.
Yeah, you got to sell that soccer girl card. Just pay for your grading.
I gotta sell the soccer
I
girl
don't.
card
I don't understand why you haven't sold soccer girl yet.
because it'll be legit. It'll be a $10,000 card if she becomes Pele,
Oh,
girl Pele.
if she, and what happens if she becomes Freddie Adu?
What if she comes Manon Riom?
Yeah.
What if she becomes Freddie Adu?
Wait,
if
is
she becomes
Freddie
Freddie Adu,
is he not good anymore?
no, he wasn't good at like 17. He wasn't good.
I remember
So-
that kid. I just never followed him. Was that a
So-
bust?
So if she
remember
becomes
him.
Freddie Adu, you're going to need a coaster for your seltzer, and you can put it on top because that's how much it's going to be worth.
Was
Right
he a
now,
MLS Wonder Kid?
yes. Right now
I
you
kinda
can
remember
turn.
him.
Right now you can turn that into 10 of your.
He's like you can trade your Olivia Moultrie and get 1,000 Landon Donovan rookies.
Or you could get 10 of your banger books graded. And you get them back in 9 days.
Yeah, you got a point.
I could sell all of my Manon Riums and pay for my next week's thing at Comic Fortune.
That's awesome. Yes, you could. 9 days. That's pretty good.
That is great. It was like 4 days, but I'd rather have that blown out timeline one additional business week than to have gone from 60 days to 158.
I really don't have many books. That's above 3,000. I don't have many of those. That's the unlimited walkthrough prices. So
Yeah, but you had
to get graded.
your Ra's al Ghul is definitely there.
Oh yeah.
Isn't your Mr. Freeze there?
No, it's slabbed.
Huh?
Two
Oh,
five.
that's right. Well, your Kang is probably going to be there.
No, mine's
Is your Kang that low?
Low to mid grade. I always bought in that realm. So I was like, even all the stuff that I submitted in Fast Track, they're all like between 1s and 3 5s, maybe a 4 on a couple of
Well,
them.
your Doom is going to be that.
My Doom slabbed. My FF5,
Yeah,
that's
it was
slabbed.
slapping. Okay.
Yeah, it's a 0.5 because it was missing the Hulk ad.
Oh, that's right. It's missing the whole cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't have many that need to be graded that are that expensive.
Do you have
Not
Ultimate
like
Fallout
that.
4?
I have, but they're
You
not.
had-
They're not
you-
over 3,000.
Yeah, they are.
Are they? I have 3 of them.
Is it 9.8?
No.
Oh, okay.
One of them I know has a corner ding. I gotta press it. They're still in the bags, so I gotta cut out the bags.
Maybe they're not over 3,000. They're probably like 2,800.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, but
They're
if those are
close.
9/8s, I don't think I have 9/8s. But I could do
Yeah.
a bulk and submit them all.
Yeah, so. All right, boys. Well, it's
Yep.
10:48.
Is it really?
Yeah.
And
We've
48.
been let's see, what are we on? 2 hours, 2 minutes. It's always a pleasure.
It is.
All right, guys.
Maybe
All
I'll
right.
try and get one more episode of Bad Batch in before I go to bed.
There you go. Maybe I'll start Hawkeye tonight. You guys are saying so much good things about
Oh
it.
my god, I'm telling you, it's good. It's a good series.
Is Yelena in it yet?
We can't
I
tell
can't
you.
say that.
You can
You
tell me. I know
can't
she's
say
going to
that.
be. Just tell me if she's on it yet in 5 episodes. Is
No,
she-
wait. I haven't
in
seen.
4?
I haven't watched the 4th episode yet, so I can't hear.
So
this.
Yelena's coming.
So Jason, you're gonna have to log off for me to tell him if it's in this episode or not.
It's fine. I don't really care. I'll watch it with the kids tomorrow night.
All right. Did I
Hey
show
Jace,
you
just
the,
go like this. Go like this. Go like this. Hey Dolph.
Yeah. Okay. Did I showed you this, right, Jason?
Yeah, Tiffany set. I mean, how pretty is that box?
Oh, it's gorgeous.
1987. That's when I
just
stopped
love
collecting
that
cards.
I
Yeah,
love
but
that
this
it.
is a Tiffany set.
I love that Tiffany box fit inside of that box.
I know.
Perfectly.
It's beautiful. This is number 7,153. I think they made 13,000 of these.
So wait, How did that box fit? Oh, so that's an 800 count box, right?
No, it's different than those boxes. It's specifically for one of these.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it looks like a 700 count box, but it's not.
Right, because that sets 792 cards.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, an 800 counter.
yeah, yeah.
Right. It's a little oversized.
So they make a specific box to fit a Tiffany box inside
Yeah,
of it.
it's definitely bigger because
That's crazy.
they're smaller than this.
Oh, that's true. It would have to be deeper than a standard box.
Yeah,
To fit the other
everything
boxes,
is like
right?
an eighth of an inch larger.
That's crazy. That's cool.
I know. I've been trying to get the 87 traded set too because I want the Greg Maddux and the Mark McGuire and the Fred McGriff rookies.
So wait, they made Tiffany versions of the traded sets too.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Which is they're kind of hard to identify because the Tiffany basically looks like the traded. They got that bleached out back,
uh-huh.
except I think they're semi glossy.
What, the Tiffany's?
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. They
Yeah.
would have a. They're not like they're not like Topps glossy, but they have that kind of.
Yeah.
It almost feels like a heavier card stock too because they
Yeah,
don't
I
have
mean,
that soft pulpy kind of feel to the backs of them,
right.
right?
The thing is too, like I was telling you, if you get, not that I'm gonna get a Gem Mint Bonds rookie, but the Bonds in a 9 goes for $280. The whole set only cost me 170.
Well, the only thing I think that would kill you is centering because if
Yeah.
the outer carton isn't damaged, then
Yeah.
chances are the cards are going to be relatively pristine in
Yeah.
a complete set.
And then you
So
got the McGuire, the Bo Jackson,
yeah,
the Barry Bonds. I mean, even the lower stars, all in the Tiffany high grades, they're going for good money. Like my
yeah. I
goal
mean,
is to split this up and grade it out.
even the Dons sell like the Mattingly's because his team leader sells for like
Yeah.
$15. His All Star sells for like $15, and his base card probably sells for 20 or something like that.
1987 tops traded Mattingly. Oh,
Well, with
Matt
top
Williams is also, or not tops
top
traded.
Topps Tiffany, yeah.
So, well, that's only one bid. Gem Mint 10 tops Tiffany Don Mattingly, $300. That's rare
That's
though. So here's
that's
so this is
that's
more
completed.
realistic. A PSA 9 slabbed, $60.
Yeah, that's bananas. That it's a 4x difference between a 9 and a 10.
That's how rare they are. Don
Yeah.
Mattingly PSA 10 tops Tiffany, $350.
That's a completed auction.
That is asking, but they're all asking for $350. So let me just see. And that's Mattingly. He's like $1 card. So a PSA 9 sold for 50. PSA 9 50. The All Star sold for 20 and a PSA 8.
Yeah. Well, it's Donnie Baseball.
There you go. Gem Mint 10. Don Mattingly, $276 sold.
It's Donnie Baseball, baby.
It's Donnie Baseball. Yeah.
If Donnie had won one World Series,
Hall of
it'd
Fame.
be a difference. It'd be a different story. Yeah.
Yep. He's still, like, I have faith the Veterans Committee will let a guy like Donnie Baseball in. I really do.
I like that they somehow hold it against him that he basically had a back injury, but his lifetime batting average is still 309.
And how
He
many
had
gold
two-
gloves did he win?
Every year he
Yeah,
played,
he won
had
like
a gold,
eight,
he won the
eight
gold
gold
glove.
gloves. He won an MVP.
He had over 2,000 hits in only
Yeah.
10 seasons, so
He's
he
got
only
two,
played 10.
two batting titles.
Yeah, he freaking won an RBI title.
He's basically stat for stat exactly the same as Kirby Puckett without a ring. And Kirby Puckett was a first ballot Hall of Famer. They're exactly
yeah, I
the
mean,
same.
but Kirby, I think didn't Kirby get the 3,000 hits though? Because he played the years, didn't he?
I don't think so. No, they were both like
Well,
around 20 something hundred. I don't think so.
Because Puckett got that eye injury, I guess, right?
He had cataracts, and then it turned
Yeah.
into cancer, and then it turned into like drugs and alcohol, and he's a piece of garbage.
No, Kirby died, didn't he?
2,300. Kirby Puckett died, but he was like
Yeah.
at the very end. He was not a good guy.
I did
2,300
not know
hits.
Okay. Don's right around there,
Yeah.
and Don got 1,000 RBIs.
Same with Puckett. 1,085.
That's
Kirby
interesting.
Puckett.
I did not realize that.
Here we go. H2H56. Don Mattingly versus Kirby Puckett. Who is better?
I love that there's an actual.
There's a site for it. Career comparison. The beginning. So
Don had to have played fewer games.
probably. All right. So regular season stats. Mattingly played 14 years versus 12. Games played. Mattingly played 2 more games than Puckett
Oh, really? Okay. In 2 additional seasons.
in 2 additional seasons. So at bats, Puckett's got 200 more.
Yep.
Hits, Puckett's got 150 more
Oh, wow. Okay.
and 200 more at ABs. Runs, Puckett's got Mattingly by 64. Home runs, Mattingly wins by 15. RBIs, Mattingly's ahead. Walks,
Wait, Mattingly wins home runs by 15 with 200 fewer at bats.
with 231 fewer at bats. Mattingly's ahead.
Even back broken Donnie is
Yeah.
going to hit 20 home runs in 231.
Plus,
Or not.
Puckett
230.
doesn't have an MVP. Puckett doesn't have batting titles, and Puckett doesn't have Gold Gloves. He just has a ring.
But he had to have a higher lifetime batting average if he had a.
I'm getting there. Hold on. So home runs Mattingly, RBIs Mattingly, walks Mattingly, stolen bases is not a question. Mattingly has 14.
Yeah.
Batting average lifetime Mattingly's a 307, Puckett's a 318.
Okay.
Slugging percentage, they are literally 471, 477. OPS 127, 124. Like wins above replacement 42, 51. All-Star games,
Don's 51 or Don's 42?
Don's 42.
Really? I'm shocked that he's lower given all the gold gloves.
Puckett has 4 more All-Stars, 2 World Series titles. Mattingly has an MVP. Mattingly has 1 batting title, 3 Silver Sluggers, 9 Gold Gloves. Puckett has 1 batting title, 6 Silver Sluggers, and 6 Gold Gloves.
Wow. Who'd have thought those two were that close?
And then
If Don never suffers the back injury, though, it's a freaking. I mean, he probably has 3,000 hits in 14 seasons if he never hurts his back.
probably.
Because he hurt his back in 90, and then he plays the last 5 seasons, partial seasons.
And not to mention, he would have been in the World Series had they not gone on strike, which just it breaks every Yankee fan's heart.
And then they win the World Series in 96.
And they win in 96.
With flipping Tino Martinez at first base.
And then they bring him in to be a batting coach or a bench coach, and then they get knocked out on that one too. Mattingly just misses a ring. It's like heartbreaking for the guy. I feel so bad. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and he just left the Dodgers, right? Didn't he just leave the Dodgers when the Dodgers finally end up cashing in too? Because he's the Marlins.
He left the Dodgers. He was not manager. They won the next year. No. They went to, well, they were a playoff team. They didn't win until last year.
Right.
Because that was their first time in a while, or 2 years ago.
This was his 3rd season as the skipper of the Marlins, right?
I think so, 3 or 4. He's been there for a while, because even Barry Bonds was their hitting coach for a while, and they got rid of him.
Was he giving the guy steroids?
He might have been. Because D. Gordon got blasted for steroids. He got suspended. And then, who else was on that team around that time?
Barry, why is your face still the size of a dinner plate?
Such a piece of garbage, man. I can't stand him. People are talking about their Hall of Fame ballots now, and I was like, how can you vote for this guy? He's such a piece of garbage. I don't know.
And he never admitted.
No. Nope. Anyway, all right. I'll let you guys go.
All right.
See you next
Good night,
Wednesday.
Internet.
Jimmy's like falling asleep. Jimmy, we'll do the diner this weekend or something.
Okay.
Like, baseball's so boring.
I don't like baseball. I don't even
I
follow
stopped
football
playing-
anymore.
I stopped liking baseball.
Let's
in
talk about
87.
Adam Hughes. All right, brothers.
All right,
Good night,
guys.
everybody.
Night.
Good night.